Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for our next game to kick off here, and it is the loser bracket game. Both these teams have already lost, but all is not lost quite yet. They're going to have an opportunity to still get through this bracket and still maybe win the championship. It is going to be Infused versus Vibe, and before I let our expert juggernauts loose onto this game, I think it's time we meet the teams.
To the arena, Team Infused and Vibe.
All right, there you go. Infused and Vibe, they're sat down, they are ready. So my name is Bryce, but I'm not alone up here. I am joined by two experts. And these experts are Dan Gaskin and Dan Gaskin's Evolution Bravo.
Thank you.
Like that.
Yeah, that means a lot.
Yeah. I think you do. I noticed it earlier. It's like you look like Dan Gaskin would be if he was fully grown. That's basically how I figured it would
I
be.
think it's the first time we've heard that.
Hey, 5 years time, I'll look just like you.
I think it's an honor to be you later. It means, yeah, I love it.
It's like Benjamin Button kind of thing going on here. Yeah.
Oh, is that how it works? All right. Well, before we kind of dip into this bromance anymore, let's jump into the game. And your first impressions. Both these teams have lost.
Yeah.
Slightly different score lines, 4-2 and 4-0. But that doesn't really tell the entire story.
I think Infused, they've been playing well, obviously looking very good on Slayer game types, but they didn't have anyone kind of shouting at them. X-Men were very quiet, they're quite methodical about their play. Vibe, we saw in the previous series, are very loud, and Infused need to be careful about that. They need to just kind of use their headsets to try and block out as much noise as possible, because Vibe do get extremely loud in their games.
Yeah, I mean, for Vibe, do you think that first series was a fair display of what they're capable of? I mean, personally, I'm expecting to see more from them in this series, right?
I mean, they'll get a chance to spread their wings now.
Yeah.
They were certainly up against the best team in Europe in Fabi, and they didn't struggle too much. Okay, the scoreline was 4-0, but they definitely performed well, especially in the flag game types. They were getting 2 flag caps on the board in both of those. So I do think they've got a chance to shine now, but they can still get better from what they did, yes.
Yeah.
And I think this is interesting here. For me, I think this is Vibe. You talked about Vibe getting loud, right? They didn't have an awful lot of reasons to get that loud the last series. So for me, I think the biggest thing for them here is first map. It's got to be, right? I mean, they haven't won a map yet at this entire tournament, even though they were close. Close is not a win. So I think if they can win that first map, that's when they get pumped up. That's when you see Vibe really come to life. They get loud, and maybe that rocks Infused back a bit. Maybe it starts to dent their confidence.
Yeah, I think they absolutely need that because like you said, Vibe has a potential to be loud, but they haven't, had a moment to even celebrate or find success. So I think they absolutely need to do that. That said, even if they drop the first 2, I don't think the series is over.
I spoke to Riots briefly before this series. I said, so you're going to win this one? And he said, yeah, and if we win this, we win the tournament. So clearly they think momentum is on their side, and they think, well, okay, yeah, Fabi, they had one up on us, but now we've had some time to warm up. Once we get past Infused, we'll get past whatever gets in our way.
That's an interesting kind of mindset coming from somebody who hasn't won a map yet, to be perfectly honest with you. Oh, well, yeah, we win this one, we win the series. I mean, it doesn't work like that, but that's amazing. I mean, the confidence to say that, for me, it speaks volumes.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit. I mean, what we could see, just to compare the brackets from yesterday to today, I mean, we saw Dinosaurs fall, right? Granted, they didn't lose 4-0, but we saw them fall and then later beat the team that beat them, and then they're advancing to the fall season of the Pro League. So certainly within question that Vibe could bounce back and put on quite a show, but they would have to have quite a road ahead of them to do it.
That's everything that Vibe's about, though, is just that they just breathe confidence. It doesn't matter how badly they've played on their day, they're still going to be confident in their own performance, and they're fun guys. You could see from the VT we saw earlier, they were just kind of playing around, they were fooling around a little bit, and they're the kind of players that I think some of the community just look up to, because you know that they're going to provide a lot of entertainment, and it's going to be an enjoyable watch for sure.
All right, let's talk about key players then, because we've already said, and I think I know who's Infused is going to be, but I'm going to let you kind of throw it out there. So key players from Infused, who's the linchpin of that squad?
Personally, for me, I think we've got to look at Warlord, actually.
Goose Lord.
Yeah, Goose Lord, as someone has nicknamed him. Now, I think I saw a good picture as well that Mark
Good, probably overselling that picture. I mean, it's okay.
I think it's artistic genius. But yeah, he actually had some good games. Aside from the Goose, he was kind of flanking round. He was making big plays for his team, but he needs to be careful, and he needs to kind of stick with his team a little bit more, I think. So he needs to be my player to watch, not necessarily because he's been performing exceptionally well, but I feel if he can change his play style a little bit, and it will just help his team get that little bit extra bit of an oomph.
Yeah, for me as well.
You threw him off there. He had no idea what you were talking about.
I wanted to make sure I gave you proper room for the oomph. You know what I mean? I didn't want to give. Yeah, I wanted to make sure you had room for that. No, I agree. I mean, I think what I was talking about with Wonderboy just now, outside as we were watching the match, was Warlord's flanks. They look really effective in Slayers, and they look wildly ineffective in objectives. Sometimes to the tune of 0 kills, 0 assists. So we need to see. Him step it up in those objective games.
All right, well, Infused are now on your screen. Gaskin, you're the Infused expert. Take me through this team.
Well, I mean, we just seen them play a game. They have stuck together, as we know. They haven't made a roster change. There were some questionable kind of things floating around that they might have been making that change, but they didn't in the end. 3 in a row, aside from Fabi, Infused had the longest win streak. They performed exceptionally well throughout the Pro League season, actually. They were questioned of whether they would be able to perform at a live event. X-Men kind of proved that experience does beat practice on this day, but now Infused have to really answer something because Vibe are probably the least experienced squad here, but there is also a lot of kind of previous tournament wins on that team as well.
Do you think that, I mean, coming into this sort of scenario, experience on an event, and it's spoken about a lot. It's talked about an awful lot. Now, we have seen teams come out of nowhere and do very well anyway. How much kind of importance do you put on that experience over raw talent?
For me, I'd say it's quite a bit, especially when you look at Europe. I mean, it's an honor to be here in Europe to watch European Halo grow over the past few years. And I think what we have in Europe, even more so than North America, is a stronger imbalance and delta between players who have a lot of LAN experience on stages like this and players who don't, right? And I think it plays quite a role.
I think we can really answer that question when we get into the winners bracket and we see X-Men going up against Fabi, because Fabi naturally do have those two players who haven't really done too well at live events, whereas X-Men all have magnificent tournament records. So that's when we'll really find out that question. But yeah, to kind of touch on it, I do think that experience matters a lot in these situations. It's just the pressure. When you have a crowd in front of you, you do get a little bit more nervous. Your hands begin to shake a little bit more. You're not in those home comforts. So Infused need to overcome those if they're going to beat Vibe here.
All right, and speaking of Vibe, let's take a little look at the Vibe team now and see how this team really comes together. And I'll tell you what, take me through it.
Sure, yeah. Well, of course, some of my favorite players to watch here actually on this Vibe squad: Snaky, Septic, Lonnie, and Riots. We talked about it earlier, quite a confident team. And they're here by the skin of their teeth, right? They only got through on the last day right here of the regular season. They did not have to fight in relegation, and instead they play on Sunday, which is a much more comfortable place to play and lots at stake.
And I think a thing to touch on there, they've only beaten X-Men out of fellow Pro League finalists, and that was on the last day of the season. So they haven't beaten Infused. They lost to Infused both times during the regular season, so this is a big one for them. They're going to be wanting to make a massive statement to let them know, look, we're here to play now. It's a live event. You're not online anymore. You can't just go crying to your mummy when you lose. we're going to beat you down, and we're going to like kind of embarrass you in front of this crowd.
Well, I think for me, yeah, again, the Vibe. It's weird because I'm kind of feeling Vibe's vibe. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway because I like confident. I like loud teams. I like that confident teams. A lot of passion coming to them, and that's one of these guys. A lot of them crowd favourites.
Right.
They like seeing that. It's almost a bit of a showmanship coming in from them. All they need now, results to back it up.
That's true.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, even the makeup lady was saying, I really want that purple team to win. Those five guys, like. They just give off a good vibe.
They do. They definitely. They emit confidence, and they've got, I think, also the purple jerseys obviously bringing in quite a wide market of fans.
Yeah, I think so as well. All right, well, I'll tell you what, enough saying Vibe have got a good vibe. Let's take a little look at the vetoes to see how this one kicks off. So, map 1, we're going to get rid of Colosseum, Fathom, and Stasis, meaning this is Infused pick, and again, Truth. It seems to just constantly be that first map.
It's a solid start. Truth, most players are very comfortable with it because it's a remake of maps that we've seen in Halo 2 and Halo 3. And it's an interesting one. The record for Infused, if you include the game they just played, they're 2-4. Vibe, if you include their first series as well, they're 1-4. So not the best of records for either team, but I think actually Infused did beat Vibe when they played them on this during regular season. So if I had to swing one way, I'd probably say Infused would have this one.
Yeah, and I think the reason we're seeing Truth, just to touch on what Dan was saying, I think the bread and butter of Halo 5, either you're a Coliseum team or you're a Truth team. And I think where a lot of teams end up is comfortable going head-to-head on a map like Truth.
All right, well, that's that first one done. Let's take a little look at the entire series. And that way we can figure out exactly how this goes down. Truth, Regret, Empire, Colosseum, Double Plaza, and then we are ending it if we get that far on Truth once again. All right, what does this scream to you?
The big one for me, actually, Truth Slayer to finish things off. Infused have a pretty good record. They've never vetoed Truth Slayer, so they were 3-1. I mean, their overall Slayer is 10-4. So they're doing very well in Slayers. We saw in that last series that they are strong on Slayers as well. But Game 2 as well, Regret Slayer. Vibe actually have a good record on that one. They're 2-0 with a very low veto percent rate, but 3% veto rate for Infused as well. They're just 1-1. So actually, most of these games, just kind of scanning over my notes, it could be kind of a coin flip either way for this, but I really think it's going to be momentum.
Gut feeling, Bravo. Who do you think's got the better maps for them out of these?
Gosh, I mean, like Dan said, especially when you look at the game types like Regret Slayer, etc., looking across, there's a lot of coin flips. I think right now, in terms of what we've seen from the first series, I'd go with Infused. However, I'll reiterate, Dan, once again, we haven't seen Vibe spread their wings. For me, it's Infused unless Vibe turns it on.
It's a hard one because I've been saying this whole tournament, like, I think Infused the number 3 team, but I'm gonna go with Vibe actually for my prediction. I'm gonna change it right now, so I think I'll go with Vibe just on their confidence.
Vibe prediction. Bravo, are you joining him on the Vibe train?
No. I'm going to stay on Infused. I think. I think
Vibe, Infused.
Yeah.
Leave me kind of with the deciding vote.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Vibe as well. Big fan of Snaky. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Just basing off nothing. It's fine. That's what I'm here for.
They've got the fans, that's for sure.
Fans. Makeup girl.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes. All right. Well, our predictions are in. They're done. We've broken this one down as much as possible. We've shown you the maps. We've highlighted the players. It's time to kick off this game. Infused versus Vibe, and 2 casters ready to take away. I believe it's Wonderboy and Sim. So please, guys, please cast it for us.
Thank you very much, Brazzy. Yes, welcome to the casting booth with myself and Mr. Wonderboy, Harry. It's been
so long.
Over a year.
Touch me.
Since pardon?
Don't let go.
Since
Don't ever
we
let go.
cast together.
I love you. What?
Pardon?
No, but I know.
Okay, we're getting a bit too much now. God, you've got sweaty palms.
What? No,
anyway,
I'm dry.
so fantastic game coming up on your screens right now. We will unfortunately have the nasty job of sending one team home today from this tournament. The first team up today will be exiting from this losers bracket. Harry, I want to just quickly get your predictions. Obviously, Vibe have been turning up today, but then again, Infused looking good, especially, well, that, I mean, to be fair, that looks amazing. The beard, I lost it at the beard. Mark, GG for that.
This is just
GG.
magic. Let's be honest. This right here, I just want to hold this. I'm gonna keep this near me. This is gonna be my main notes for this series.
You could make that into a postcard and sell it.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna take it home and frame it. Obviously, it's got Mark's signature on it, so it's obviously worth a lot of money.
It's going to be worth at least 10 pence in a few years' time.
This series is going to be a fun one, I think. These are probably 2, outside of X-Men and Fabi, this is probably the series I'm most looking forward to, because it's kind of the best of the rest. I mean, we kind of expected X-Men and Fabi to be in the top 2, but we didn't really expect these 2 to be challenging, and I think it's obvious so far that these 2 are a little bit off the pace in terms of climbing into the top 2 alongside Fabi and X-Men. But I really like the look of this series. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see how Warlord can bounce back from his goosing performance, and if Vibe can bounce back from the 4-0 loss in the winners bracket. All
right then, guys, we are getting locked and loaded into game number 1. Remember, tweet the stream, use the hashtag HCS. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, even on YouTube at ESL Halo. Be sure to follow them all. Kicking things off with Batchford's POV. He's done some wonderful things in the previous series that we saw. Going to grab sword, will turn around. Nice cheeky thrust back from Lunny though, and was that a teabag? That could have potentially been a teabag. Double coming in from Rights on the kill feed as well. Lunny now looking for his next victim. That's going to be Warlord. Will drop down with the fuel rod in hand. Grenade goes in, looking for those hit markers. Oh my word, lands it perfectly.
Yep, that's a god nade right there from Lunny. I think it might have been a cheeky little teabag. I think it's probably in their best interest to try and put Batchford off his game as best they can, but I believe a flag's actually being run at the moment by Riot. So the first flag in the game, within the first minute here for Vibe, is gets pounded in, and there you go. Riots is on the board. 1-0 to Vibe here, Sims.
BDR slamming it in, putting one on the board. Flux caught off guard. Riot's taking control of the top middle area. He's going to look down and see if he can find any people trying to make a random spawn. And once again, Lunny with that flag. He's got sword in hand. He's going to keep another run. Warlord's getting locked in the back, though. Riot's helping his teammate out perfectly. However, we're seeing some Vibe bodies dropping on the kill feed now. Grenade's going to go down. Flux says no. Splinter also doesn't find its target. That's going to be a dead flag for Vibe. You know what? We're trying to get a bit of a counter cap here. It's on the move themselves. As we see, Flux will transfer down underneath K1. Try and help him out. Sorry, excuse me, P1. Finds Snaky. Snaky finds him first. first. Double 2 going down now in the form of Vibe. They certainly have the numbers. We see Batchford trying to make something happen over here. He's going to go for the flag.
No.
He attempted it. That is dangerous. Lunny with another bag as well. And another cap in the pocket. There we go. Harry, we're less than 2 minutes in. We're already 2-0 up.
Infused are 2 and 3 on this game type, and I'll tell you what, Vibe, they're 1 and 3, but they certainly don't look like it right here. Riot's especially is putting on an absolute clinic on this map at the moment. I'm looking across the Infused side. They're trying to move a flag, but unfortunately, I think it was Flux trying to fashion a run there. He did actually go down, so we'll stay on the point of view of Riot's right here. But 2-0 within 2 minutes so far, and Riot's, he's performing very well. I mean, it's fair to say he's probably been the weakest player in terms of regular season play for Vibe, and he's really stepping up massively here at the Pro League Finals.
This is super, super aggressive, and honestly, the aggression's working out because the teamwork's there. On a map like Truth, when you're running flags, you need people in their right positions, in the right areas to at least either escort you back or give you room to keep them trapped in the base, which is what they're doing. Look at this. You've just got Riots on this side. He's killing them in the base. They can run the flag. Unfortunately, he does go down on the opposing side. Warlock comes up with the Storm Rifle, gets pushed back into the base, and he will be taken down there by Doodle. They can rally that flag back in, unless Septic can get a touch on it, which he does. Oh my word, this could be 3-0, Harry.
Yeah, this is really insane play here out of Vibe. This could be a very quick 3-0. 2 kills in favor of Vibe in the kill feed. Septic will get up to the attic. I wonder if there's an Infused player, and yes there is. But the ground pound comes in from Septic, flag on flag. Could he make it 2 in a row here with the flag? He's whiffing shots. He finally gets the kill there on Doodle. He needs his flag to be returned before he can put this one in.
But he does get clipped up, and he does go down. The flag's out in the open. There's going to be Infused making a run with it now. We'll see Lunny taking control, putting some great shots across the map. He's going to tag up that flag carrier, so you'll be able to see him illuminated on the map. Going to pre-grenade down on the jump. Let's see if anyone wants to come up there. Warlord comes around with his favourite weapon. It's going to be a Storm Rifle. He may be in a position to get the collection on this. They might be able to make something happen. However, we're going to look at Batchford's POV. He's going to see the flag as well. Doesn't hit a single shot across the map on the opposing carrier.
Yeah, so this is kind of a flag standoff situation at the moment. I think this would actually be a great time to just jump into observer mode and see on the player outlines where exactly everyone is on the map. Batchford obviously controlling this flag. He's doing very well in the game so far. I want to bring up the scoreboard while we're here as well. Lunny, 10 kills in the game so far. I'm just hearing Jack Baxter, the Vibe coach, from the stage all the way up here in the booth through our soundproof headsets, just screaming nice at every single kill that Vibe get that is absolutely important.
And if there's going to be a team, Harry, that is going to get affected by Baxter's voice, it's going to be this one. The Young Guns themselves, they are prone to being able to at least crack their armor a little bit. Let's move on board with God tier Mr. Septic himself, doing some awesome stuff in the first game of the series of the day, which we saw this morning. Now he's just kind of trying to put himself in a position to move down. He will get taken out by Flux with the AR, who's just caught on the side. Flag's coming in, unfortunately. It's just too late. And that, my friends, is 3-0. What a quick and fantastic game from Team Vibe.
Yeah, that was huge. At the end of the game, Batchford said, finally, you know what? I have the sword. Let me just push into the Vibe base. But too little, too late. Vibe got the reset. The flag went in, and Batchford literally by the skin of his teeth, he couldn't quite get the Spartan charge there on the flag player.
He at least had a go, though, and credit where credit's due. Let's take a look at the kills and the scoreboard now, Harry. Running things down, we're going to move them across in just a second. Have a look at the flag captures, 2 and 1 up at the top, and there we are, 10 and 10. Lunny and Snakey back-to-back, 10 for Flux. Batchford this time not having a really good game, 4, 2 and 9. A little bit of a negative for him, double negative for Doodle as well with 6 and 12. But you know what, that's how you beat a team, man. Yeah, that's how you do it.
It most certainly is, and if you look, considering it was a 3-0 game, the slay's relatively even. I mean, there was 3 flag caps, but slaying wise, there's only a few kills in it really, when you look at the grand scheme of things. But you've got to look at the assists on the Vibe side between Snakey and Lunny especially. I mean, 18 between them, so fantastic assist work there out of Vibe. The chemistry clearly kicking in here, and they go 1-0 up in the series. That was a very quick game, 4:20 it took.
We kind of just saw it at the end there.
Really? You're not going to pick up the 4:20?
I heard, as you did it, you said it, and I just heard the voice go tiny bit, and I thought, I see what you're referencing there, boy. I see what you're doing. But no, I want to touch really on Riots at the end. They just kind of stood up, looked over the cross, and just kind of put his arms up, and no comments at all from Team Infused. We're looking at them now. They're very, very quiet. You can see on the screen there, the heads are down. There's Doodle. At this point, you want to look towards your team captain, right? You want him to be saying, boys, it's time to just, shake this off. Let's move on. We've got a full Game 7 series. I can currently see on stage Baxter taking photos of what only can be described as the opposing team, so I'm guessing he's already, he's smiling now. He's definitely taking some photos and laughing it out, and that's the kind of coach what we said he'd be doing. We knew this.
So good to have him back.
Yeah, definitely. Remember, guys, as well, we are giving away some Astros. If you want a chance to win, esl.gg/EU Finals HCS. We've got plenty of Halo goodies in there. Thanks to the team at Astro providing them. They have some awesome prizes. Make sure that you join in, get across there. We've got some rec packs to give away as well. And, of course, man, we play Warzone. We're a big rec pack fan.
Yeah, I play Arena and I unlock a load of packs, and then I literally just bundle them all up, and when I get a little bit angry, I'll just go into Warzone, get to like a level 9, and then just call in Norton fans, and just like, right, nerd mode engage, ping, what's that, Kilimanjaro? Yeah, no problem.
Have you got a DM out yet?
Yeah, I finally got
one.
I finally got one. Honestly, I was very close to talking to Bravo and being like, yo, you need to hook me up with a DMR, bro, because this is not cool. But I got one the other week on my stream, actually. It was pretty lit. It was great.
And you also have the best emotes as well. The lit fire emote.
I don't know.
But a little bit more about this game, then obviously Vibe looking in a dominant position. You saw generally just the overall confidence is the best word for this team. Confidence going into this best of 7. Let's take a look now at the map vetoes. Harry, ban for Vibe on Rig, ban for Infused on Eden, ban Truth for Vibe, Colosseum out for Infused, and then Plaza out for Vibe, which leaves us to Game 2, Regret Slayer.
Yeah, very good game type actually for Vibe. They're 2-0 in the Pro League on this game type, and how many times have we seen when it comes down to a Regret Slayer Vibe, they're flanked within the base, Lunny and Snakey especially. Whenever they're flanking in between bases, as long as Septic's able to control top middle and Rights can back him up, they play very well on Regret. But one thing we will say, so far at the Pro League Finals, Infused done very well on Slayers. They took 2 off of X-Men, of course, so you can never count them out in this series, but you've got to say Regret is pretty good for Vibe. They're 2-0 in the league, whereas Infused they are 1-1 on Regret Slayer.
I could be wrong here. Is this not the game type where they pipped X-Men to get into? I'm pretty sure this is where they pipped X-Men to get into this competition, which is interesting. Again, we know they can beat a big team like that, then surely they can do the same here, obviously on dedicated servers, seeing how things play out. We want to hear your thoughts though, guys, on Twitter. Give us an @HCS and @ESL Halo. Give us your thoughts. We want to know your predictions. We want to know just generally everything. If you're enjoying the event, if you're downstairs in the event, take a selfie. We'll post them up here. And of course, use the hashtag at all times of HCS. Harry, we're going into Game 2. Do you think it's going to be as bad as Game 1?
Yeah, I'm not sure it'll be quite as bad. I mean, that was a very swift beatdown from Vibe. That game was very quick. It was very swift. It was 4 minutes and they scored 3 flags, right? That's you've got to be shell-shocked if you're Infused right now. The little bit of downtime right here is going to allow them to compose their thoughts, but they're right back into the battleground. Slayer, Regret, very fast-paced, and if you miss time and overshield, if you miss death, if you lose a few kills here and there, the game can steadily, but ever so slightly just go in favor of the other team, and that's something that Vibe are doing very well in terms of capitalizing on. They capitalize on your mistakes and they make you pay for them.
All right then, guys, we'll watch multiple POVs and see who grabs this first OS. Remember how important top middle control is and the OS bottom mid, and then you've got the Plasma Caster as well. You combine all these 3 key points in the map, put them together, and usually you can secure yourself a nice point on the board. On board with team captain Doodle now. He's going to have Hamza come down, grab the OS, smacks it into his chest, which is going to give them the first one of the game.
Yeah, first OS of the game. That's really going to help Infuse in this game. Obviously, they took 2 Slayers off at X-Men earlier, and now they have the timing of that power-up down, but Lonnie takes him down immediately.
Snap.
The Plasma Caster comes in, completely obliterates the overshield. That's a perfect play out of Lonnie. Now they just need to reset. They need to make sure they're key on that timing for the next overshield. They need to set up perfectly for it, and they could potentially steal this game away.
Yeah, get wrecked, Flux. Unfortunately, the Plasma Caster comes down from the sky, completely annihilates the OS. Now on board with Batchford. He's moving down Cow 1, having a look for anyone else. Using the thrust slide to his advantage, doesn't quite land it up on the arch. But you know what? He's taking a quick peek into blue base, make sure no one's there. Take him down with the carbine, because the carbine on this map hits like an absolute tank. Now he looks in the doorway. There is someone there. Snaky pokes out of red. He's just going to fall back to see if anyone does want to challenge it. Gets the call that Septic's top mid. He'll be taken down by Warlord. You can see the golden arrow as well. He'll bag himself the assist.
Yeah, I'm going to swap into Observer mode here, see exactly where Vibe are. I mean, you see Lunny there trying to make some plays with the ground pound. I love the fact that Batchford there was using the elevation of the map. Look at the scoreline right now, 10-3. Batchford was so up high. He has this rifle in his hand so he can shoot cross map. Got right up into the sky, saw Lunny cross the map, helped his team out. He's taking on Septic right here. He might just go down, but I love this play. He just backs off, and you see on the radar that blue blip. It means he has a teammate next to him, so even if he goes down, he has someone to avenge him. I love this play here out of Infused.
Now he's going to run and clean up the kill. He didn't get the initial one. Septic run away. We'll turn around. Lunny's there as well. Lunny says, no, not today, my friend. He'll shut him down. 2 players, though, running side by side in the form of Flux, and I believe it may be Doodle, and Doodle has just fallen. Indeed it was. And now we see Flux here with the nuke combo, and this is where you want to be with this gun, because you can just control it like a bouncer. Just wander back and forth, take down anyone who wants to try and make an advancement onto top middle from this area.
Yeah, and Plasma Caster in 5 seconds as well, so look for teams to dip down low, get that bottom middle control, and make sure they get that next overshield. It's going to be key to this point of the game. 15-8 in favour of Infused at the moment. Flux here spawning at the bottom of the base. He's already down low for this, so you see Rights here, again, dropping down low, dropping down to the bottom of the map. Rights there, makes, excuse me, I think it was Flux we're on board with, but it's Batchford here with the Plasma Caster, and now with the overshield as well. Can they burn it twice in a row? Septic doing some great damage, and in fact, Batchford does go down in the end. Great plays there out of Vibe.
Yeah, it was a little bit messy. He was getting drilled by an AR from the back and then tanked it with a Magnum in the front. He did get 2, so he didn't quite get the double, but still put them on the board. Look at the scoreline now, 10-19. 9-kill lead here for Team Infused. Certainly night and day compared to what it was before. And honestly, they just need to keep up this play style. Every time we go on board with either Hamza or, excuse me, Doodle, he's always in this one position every single time. He's got the noob combo, just kind of monitoring and watching out for any of the players every single time. Yeah,
he's controlling this rifle, and how many times do we see Doodle controlling the rifle as much as possible on arena-style maps? We see it on Truth constantly, just taking control of that battle rifle. He does go down though. We swap over to Flux right here. It's actually slowed down right here. I mean, there's 9 minutes left in the game. They are up by 5. They're up by a lot more, and so Vibe have done very well, despite not getting the last overshield, actually closing this lead down. It's a great job by Vibe, but Septic again going down. A 6-kill game right now.
I keep saying Hamza, but I need to say Flux. He's got it in his tag, and that's completely my bad. We'll stop that from now on. Move across to Riots, and as we do that, Curse of the Caster, he will drop down. Let's move across to Warlord right now, trying to get some map presence and look after top mid. Checking blue window, nobody's there. He's seen a spot on the radar. He's just going to thrust out of that one, because if he challenged that, there's 2 people just beelining down on him. Now we're going to check the ramp as well. Someone comes round, and look at this, getting tanked up. 2 players will challenge, and we will take him down. 2 versus 1, never a good scenario to be. Moving across to Batchford, double kill, body shots as well. Batchy's fired up. This is what we want to see. I want to see a little bit of banter. I want to see some life from this team Infused, because they've been quite quiet. Now if they can do stuff like that, breed a bit of life and a bit of fun into the gameplay, this is what we're going to see. We could see a little bit of another perfect another double.
That's a double for
Bring
Batchford.
it on, my friend.
Double for Batchford, and as well, you saw the Plasma Caster coming up. Batchford running a train through this Vibe team at the moment, but again, Flux perfectly timing that overshield. The point I wanted to make, the Plasma Caster was coming up, so you have to watch teams dipping down low for that overshield. That's exactly what Infused did. They have a large point lead at the moment, and you have Flux here with the overshield. Batchford is firing in this game. You can't bet against Infused so far in this game.
31-20, 11-kill lead. That's what we like to see. Septic goes down. 1-2, double coming out of Doodle on the kill feed. Move across to someone else's POV. No, every time we die, it would go across. It's Curse of the Caster on board with Lunny. Straight off back of the respawn now. He's going to take his way up past the caster. No one's there, having a look down as Warlord comes Steve-boying out. He accidentally gets that kill. He jumps up, no shield, takes a bullet to the head. Grenade goes in. Riots will clean up the one that ran away in the form of Flux. Just going to check the Eli. No one's actually up there. His teammate's going one-on-one in the form of Snaky, but he managed to get a kill on Warlord with the AR. And now we see Doodle just trapped over by the BR. Will clip him as Batchford comes running up the ramp.
Vibe actually doing a very good job closing down the deficit. But you got to say, it's those overshields that have made the difference. Infused have gotten every single one so far. If Vibe could get themselves an overshield, if they can close the gap until the next overshield comes up and they can get it, then maybe they can get themselves back in this game.
Lonnie doing fantastic work. Fair enough, he only got 1 kill, then he comes in for the flank, grabs 2, almost grabbing a triple kill, but that flank itself, this is what Vibe are known for doing on this map, and it was indeed, I'm right in my mind, it was this map where they did the exact same thing. They just did a god mode flank, they just ran into people, completely collapsed on teams. This is what they're really good at. We're down from 11-kill lead to a 4-kill lead, Harry.
Yeah, it's like I said, if they can get themselves this next overshield, they're 2 kills down. The next overshield's in around the next 20 seconds. If Vibe can get this, they're right back in this game. They're in the game right now, but the problem is Infused know the time. They know the timing's exactly on that next overshield. Wouldn't be surprised to see Batchford here. If he can retain his shield, dip down low. That's exactly what he's going to do any moment now. He sees the Plasma Casters coming up. He's going to dip down low, make sure his team get that overshield.
Holy comeback. Feels bad, man. They still have a 3-kill lead, but compared to 11, they've really slowed it down and really shut it down, in fact. Batchford's going to see Septic. He also has a teammate above him on the archway, so he's going to drop. He finds Riot's 1 shot again. This is the 3rd or 4th now, I believe, OS. for Infused every single time. You mentioned how important it was, but you know what? Just as soon as he got it, it's burnt. Down he goes. Batchford, 17 kills. Lunny picking up a double. Let's jump on board to his POV, see what he's going to do. They are only 3 kills down.
Yeah, they most certainly are. 3 kills down, like you say, and they did a very good job in shutting down the overshield. Yes, Infused got it again, but they have to keep a note on that. I'd like to see Baxter just making sure his team get that overshield. He needs to make sure that he knows the timing of it and tell his team, you need to go down low. Lunny there with the stick, but unfortunately Doodle uses the thrust very well. Make sure that Lunny's in the explosive radius, and Lunny himself goes down alongside Doodle.
I like what Batch is doing now. He knows he doesn't have team numbers, so he's just waiting for his teammates to come off the respawn. He's a very, very smart player, and when I play with him, this is the kind of stuff he does. There's people down, don't run in sims, don't give away a stupid death, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's following his own words of wisdom. Snakey's going to challenge it. His teammate will help him out, though, in the form of Warlord. He actually didn't get that kill, so that's going to be Snakey still running around. Nope, that's not the opposing team. That, unfortunately, is your teammate. You're giving Flux a few shots in the back. Flux is going to advance on Septic, who did get tanked up by Batchford. Lunny will land on a grenade, go toe-to-toe. Please say it's not. 2 players coming out, 43, 44. It's going to rack up to 45. They're now extending the lead once again, Harry.
Yeah, there you go. I wanted to actually highlight there. Septic did such a great job staying alive for so long. He even found Warlord at one point down at the bottom of the map completely by himself, so it's basically a free kill. But I want to swap over to Warlord right here because he's already in a flank. He's flanking the Vibe base. He's not letting them spawn. He's pushing the pressure. He's pushing the pace here on the Vibe squad, and that's exactly what Infused need to do to close out this game. Only 2 kills to go.
But when we look at the radar, Harry, fair enough, he's got all these dots above his head. They did have 45, now we're up to 49. There were a red dot left and a red dot right. They collapsed inwards. They sandwiched them into one box, into this base. They took full advantage. They got 4 kills off of this one flank. There's the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all tied up, 1 game apiece. Infused fighting back, but credit where credit's due to Vibe. They took an 11 kill deficit down to only 3.
Yeah, there goes Vibe's undefeated record on Regret Slayer. We say it so much. This Infused squad on your screens right now doing a great job of just taking the Slayers. It's a solid foundation to build from. I believe I'm seeing Batchford 22 and 8. 22 kills in a finals tournament for Batchford in a Slayer. Like, what is that? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Team Beyond boys are out in
turn
force.
up.
You're watching what Batchford's doing, one of their own right now, going absolutely ham.
I think it's safe to say Batchford's pretty lit right now.
Is that what we're saying?
He's so lit.
To be honest with you, if it was so lit, I don't think we'll be seeing things like that. But in terms of the actual lit, the game, that is on fire. And also 17 from his teammates below. We're just looking at the kill feeds now. I believe from Septic, though. Is that 6 kills I'm seeing?
Yeah, 6 and 13. Not great out of him.
Best.
We always look towards that death margin. If you get more than 12, you're not really helping your team out. Because obviously, we say it time and time again, 12 times 4, 48. Score to win 50. So it's pretty simple mathematics there. If you can keep your deaths below 12, you're helping your team to attempt to win the game. Septic 6 and 13, not really good enough. He made some strong individual plays, but I think the tail of that game was pretty much the overshield control. Infused got all of them, every single one. Vibe weren't able to execute.
So guys, if you are just joining us, welcome along to the European Pro League Finals. This is our first loser match of the day. It's Team Vibe taking on Team Infused. Both teams in a best of 7. This, of course, event has been double elimination. However, this is a loser. We are, at the end of the day, sending one person home after this series.
Excuse me, I misspoke. Septic 8 and 13, not 6 and 13. My eyesight is not as good as it used to be, Sims. I'm getting old.
It's close enough, mate.
Not as old as you, though.
Don't start with this
Mate,
stuff.
come on.
How old are you?
22.
Such a young boy.
I'm not a young boy.
Such a young boy. I was playing Halo.
Didn't your voice just break just then?
But no, that was drinking water.
Oh,
Right, I'm not going to go with that one.
All right, no, fair enough.
I won't go into the Halo comments. Anyway,
Still though, look at the assists though on
Yeah.
the Infused side. I mean, just double digits for 3 of them in a Slayer. That's a great job right there.
8, 9, 6, and 7. Not as much as what we expected, but night and day, man. Completely night and day to that game number 1. Vibe was all over them like a rash. They were slaying, they were being aggressive, they were applying pressure. That's kind of what I think really got to Infused. Every single time they just run at a flag, grab a flag, kill. Run at a flag, grab a flag, kill. In terms of the amount of ground that we got from that game 1 out of Infused was next to nothing, to be honest. They got kept track in their base, slayed over and over again, but, I mean, fair enough, it was a defeat for Vibe in Game 2, but still, I can't believe the comeback that they actually made. If they'd have done that at the start, we may have been seeing a Game 2 victory in the form of Vibe.
Yeah, and again, if they got one of those overshields, it could have been a completely different game. One thing I will say though, I think a lot of people going here into game number 3, which will be a Strongholds, we want to see Infused win an objective map. They've won 3 maps here so far at finals, all of them Slayers. Let's get an objective on the board, and I feel like Empire Strongholds probably a strong game type for them to do that.
And the last time I saw Batchford play Empire, he decided to slide off the map while grabbing the OS.
Awkward.
So we'll not talk about that one. Hopefully he can
That's none of my
brush
business.
this off. But it's all about the SAW, baby. SAW and OS, you stick those 2 on your team, and it's GG, no re, my friend. Let's have a look down at the map vetoes. We saw Infused coming in to ban out Eden, and then we saw Vibe taking out the Rig. And then finally, Infused will choose to ban out Plaza, which leaves us into our game 3. Empire Strongholds. Any initial thoughts about this one?
Very interesting, the fact that, sorry to cut you off there,
cool.
Sims, but it's interesting that Infused basically were allowed to choose between Plaza and Empire. They have vetoed in the Pro League season Plaza less, but they have a worse record than they do on Empire. So they're 1-3 on Plaza, so it's kind of surprising that they didn't really want to play Plaza considering how low they vetoed it. But when you look at their record, kind of makes sense. Empire, they vetoed it 44%, the most out of any other Stronghold game type in the Pro League. They're deciding to play it over Plaza Strongholds. Very interesting.
Well, let's see how this one plays out then. Game 3, of course, being Empire on Strongholds. Looking forward to getting this one underway because personally, not a lot of people will like it as much as what I do, but I am a personal fan favourite of this game type.
Yeah, and they put up a very, very good fight earlier on
Yes,
in
they
the
did.
day
Yes.
against Fabi. Probably the closest game we saw. They had control for a large majority of the first half of the match. So, and they're quite clearly very happy to play this game type R5, so they'll be pretty happy with this game type selection. They've never vetoed this in Pro League play. And both teams, actually, at the moment, are evens. They've won 50% of their Strongholds. Their records are 6-6 for Infused and 7-7 for Vibe. So completely 50% across the board.
I think it would be unfair to not kick things off with BDR, Mr. Big Daddy Riots himself. We saw earlier in the game that you mentioned, Harry, he was going off. He was absolutely on fire. I think we saw several OSs in his hands, including a couple of saws, but they did well. They came out of the gate strong. Let's see how we get this one. Of course, guys, this is game number 3 of your first loser bracket. Tweet the stream, use the hashtag HCS. Currently on board with Riots, looking to try and take control of this first OS of the game. However, he does have team captain Septic to his left, who's going to bag that one, stick it in his chest, and now they can try and take to look control of the pit. Not entirely sure where that saw is. I can hear it out and about in my ear. Septic going to roll back to his own base just to check. And if this player's dead, which he is, he will get the reset. And you know what? For doing that, he'll also bag himself a saw.
I really like the fact that Septic there didn't overextend. He saw his blue base was being taken and said, you know what, we don't need to collapse on the red base straight away. Let's just make sure we keep the pit, keep our home base as well. And he was rewarded with a saw as well. So now sword and overshield, pretty deadly combination. Needs to make sure he kills Doodle here, and he has help in the form of Riots. And now he can reset the pit just like that. Great positioning there out of Septic.
And he's not entirely sure where Warlock comes. He's going to juke him, runs down, just give him a quick. I'll give you a quick crack. No worries, mate. We'll take down your overshield, and then all of a sudden, Flux can come in, finish off that kill. Now we see the 2 plot will transfer, blue base and red base. They're going for the triple cap as well, which doesn't quite happen in time. They are looking to take control of that pit, and if they did, that would be huge for them, giving them a lot of momentum moving forward. It's a bit of a cluster at the moment down, but you know what? Vibe come out on top. They still have 2 plot control.
Yeah, it's a big momentum swing right there. I mean, they're obviously already up in this game, but when you can hold the pit for that amount of time, despite the constant onslaught of Infused players, that's got to be a massive morale boost. And we already have Snakey here collapsing on Infused's home base. They just flanked round to take the red base, so Snakey said, you know what, if you're all leaving home, boys, I'm going to break in and I'm going to take that stronghold. That's exactly what just happened.
But Batchford makes him pays. We see Warlord getting the call there for some help. Batchford says yes, runs in for the triple, takes him down. Now they can make some work. They've all collapsed in on the pit. That's one. In theory, they really want to go for blue as well, get the triple cap and rack some serious points up on this board. They don't actually do that. They're going to try and take control, rotate around the base. They see their own base is actually getting converted back. One grenade goes in. Will we see a hit marker? Yes, we do. And all of a sudden, it's a little bit of a mess once again. Down goes... In fact, Riots doesn't go down. They all survive. He gets a stick on him at least and takes one out with him.
Yeah, I think we saw... I think it was Batchford in terms of the service tags pushing in to make sure to try and contest, extend the play on that base. But unfortunately, he ran into 3 of the Vibe members and it was just curtains. I'm pretty sure someone just fell off the map with Overshield. I think that might have been Lunny. I just saw across our screens. But at the moment, we're on board with Warlord. He'll do Infused Lord, if you will. We've got to forget about that last 6, man. Come on, Sim, stop bringing that up. But anyway, Warlord here will go down. Let's see who else we've got. I've got to stay on board with Batchford. It's got to be on the Infused side. He's been playing so well this series. I mean, 22 kills in the Slayer last time out. What a fantastic, fantastic performance out of him. And 2 more kills right there.
And assists as well from his teammates, helping him out and giving him that support that can take it down, which keeps him control. The time keeps on ticking there. You're actually right. As soon as you mentioned, Harry, I looked at all 8 POVs. I do think we saw one player go beelining off the map with the OS, which, funnily enough, I mentioned at the start of the game. This time, thankfully, not the same player. We are, of course, on Batchford's POV. The pit is now starting to be taken. Grenade will go in. He's going to tank up 2 members. We're going to see Flux drop down. Flux will fall as well. But look at this positioning, Harry. He's just going to sit in Tower 1, putting some great shots on the opposing force. Then he'll run around, finish off that kill as well. And pretty much between him and his teammate, they wiped out the entire team there.
Yeah, Batchford's a beast right now. He actually has the most kills in the game with 9. He's an
boys.
absolute beast. And there you go, like you say, the triple capture in effect here from Infused. And Batchford, every single player he sees, he either makes weak or he's just taking them down. It looks so easy for him. He's an absolute beast in this game so far.
What a shot. Every time we look at him, and we saw a couple of people, including Respectful, saying his shot is dominant. He's on point. This is why he's racking up so many kills. He spoke about the difference of coming to this event and looking to turn up. He's doing that exactly. But as soon as we're talking about this, Harry, Vibe have just taken the triple cap and flipped it on the head. They now, for a few seconds, have the triple cap. They're going to claim 2 points. So unfortunately for Infused, looking a little bit shaky there. They let that go and lost it. Yeah,
I'm very sorry for the frantic switching. The overshield's coming up very soon, so this is why Lunny's rotating towards the outside of the map. I wanted to make sure the audience at home and everyone here in the arena made sure that everyone knew that the strongholds were being taken by Vibe. And now Snaky here could make the OS and Swordplay a very real threat. There you go. 38 to 50. They could push the pace right here. I like the fact they're securing their home base before they go in for the assault on the Infused base. Snaky here gets the reset, but all his overshield goes. He gets no kills with a saw, and who else but Batchford with more kills on the board.
You know what, guys? I think it'd be great to go with the listening with Red Team in just a minute. We'll get that one teed up because these boys must be getting fired up. At the moment, the Vibe team are just dogpiling. Every single one of them just landed in the pit and they completely wiped out Team Infused. And now they will start to take the lead once again. We see Snaky catching 2 people, go straight steamboating into Blue Base. And he's going to come up straight from behind him, wipe him out, sticks 1 kill in his back pocket. Septic will pick up the other one. And again, now this is all they have to do, just dart back and forth between these 2 bases and let the time tick down.
Yeah, Vibe doing very well, surviving the onslaught once again from the Infused players. Well, I'd love to hear how their communication is ticking in this game. Batchford at the moment trying to steal the pit away from Vibe. Look at that new combo shot. This man's a beast. I didn't believe the hype before this tournament. He's an absolute beast. I believe it now.
I've always believed in Batch. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Snaky with a double, with a triple. In fact, all the Team Infused wiped out once again. That's twice in a row they've killed all 4 members. This game now looks like it's really well and truly in the hands of Team Vibe.
Yeah, most certainly. And Snaky once again. How often do we see him flanking? He should be called Flanky, not Snaky. He finally goes down. I'm looking across the Vibe side. It's only Septic and Riot's alive. We haven't really given too much love to Septic so far this series, so we will swap over to him. And he's getting in a fight here with Flux. Great shots there out of Septic. That's probably why he's one of my top 5 players at the moment. I've seen Warlord just picked up that new saw, but again, you see in the kill feed, Snaky flanking him, making sure he goes down.
So I believe we do have a listening with Team 5 ready, so we'll jump in with the audio now and let this one play out to the end of the game.
39. That's fucking perfect. Nice. Sick.
I died. Guys, OS. No, they're on it. 36. He's on it. It's going lobby. It's going lobby. Get this green gun. Get the green gun.
What you got?
His OS is gone. It's free in lobby.
Two gun pit.
Nice job. Help each other, yeah?
Yeah, oh wait, no, one shot.
Dude is absolute in there.
One hide, nice.
Nice, Max. That's good enough.
Should be 2 dead. Yeah, just
Rob, as long as you can. Nice shit. Sick, Rob, sick.
No, we got slugs. Nice, man. Got one in there.
There's a sword down in there as well. Nice job.
It should be 1. He should be weak here.
Nice, Max. Fucking sick. That's so much better.
back. Fantastic stuff. Great communication. And more importantly, Harry, I want to talk about how happy, how hyped, how much enjoyment and how much the small talk was in that. Apologies for the little bit of language in that one, but you know what? People
That's
can
just
get
Jack
hyped.
Baxter for you right there.
He just put all the blame on the coach. Is that what we're doing?
Pretty much, but I want to touch upon what you said. How he keeps them emotionally stable. I mean, it's just so great to hear. Like you say, the small talk, they're constantly talking to each other. They're using names in the call-outs. They're constantly praising each other. And how many times did we hear in that listening, Jack Baxter, the coach, saying, that was sick, good job, you did great. Mostly around Septic and Lunny's plays especially, but what are you seeing right here, Sims?
I am seeing, on the opposing side, Batchford, unfortunately, once again, going absolutely massive for his team, but a few other people just not stepping up to the plate when it mattered most. Let's take a look at Snakey's kills. 19 and 12. Big game out of Snakey. Down on the bottom, 18 and 14. Batchford really is stamping his name on the European Pro League.
Yeah, he most certainly is, but again, I want to come back to Snakey. What a performance from him. I mean, 19 kills and 14 assists. Like, he was involved in so many gunfights. In fact, the entire Vibe squad were. I mean, just look at the assists across the board. It was only Riots who didn't have double-digit assists. You can look on the Infused side as well and say, hey, yeah, they had kind of similar amounts of assists, but it was Vibe who came out with the victory, so you've got to say the rotation's really working out for Vibe in that game.
So we'll jump into a listing in the next game with Infused, because I want to hear kind of, more importantly, when we start this up, how their emotion is, how things are, and how they're kind of going to rally this one back, because disappointing stuff, especially for someone when you kind of roller coasting back and forth. They're I don't want to call them emotionless, as that's quite a strong word, but they certainly don't show as much emotion as opposing forces. And when we look at Batchford's KD, his ratios, things like that, he's putting up some sick numbers, man.
Yeah,
he's having a great event.
He is, and whenever you play with him online, he's constantly trying to keep you calm. Maybe a few passive-aggressive notes in there, you know, when you're playing with him, you'll say, oh, no, that wasn't very good. But, you know, he's constantly trying to G up his team and saying, you know, he was quick to praise a sick play, and he's getting some love here from Twitter as well, Stinks.
My man, Infused Batch has been very exceptional today. Can be proud regardless of where they placed in the end. Batch Pack, HCS, and I think kind of we noticed it there. I don't know if I'd rather him not. I mean, he looks a little bit annoyed there. He was kind of shaking his head a little bit. I don't want that. This is a team effort, fair enough. A few people definitely need to step up to the plate a little bit more on his roster, but they just want to shake this off. They want to move forward, and I think it might be great within. Look, so I mean, I think he's quite disappointed because he knows that they can do this.
Yeah.
They can win this. They just need to get it together.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but I think it's very disheartening for Batchford as well as his Infused teammates. The fact, still, yet to get an objective game mode on the board. It would be a great feather to have in your cap and say, yay, yeah, we won something that isn't a Slayer. That'd be great. That's a massive confidence boost. But so far, they've only won the Slayers. And you got to say, it's not looking good for them for the rest of the series. Vibe looking very, very strong. The momentum's definitely with them after losing Game 2. They've won Game 3 very handily, 100-50 on Empire Stronghold. So you got to say, again, Vibe looking very strong. And Infused have a lot to do in this series.
Again, this is where we look towards Outcast as the coach and, you know, Doodle as a team captain to rally the team. You've got to rally the boys at the end of the day. You've got to get behind them. Come on, boys, let's do this. Let's move forward. You don't want it. It looks a little bit quiet over there. They are only one game down in the series. It's 2-1. Nothing's over and done with yet. They're not out just yet. And no matter what, it's a very cliche and old, boring statement, but I still stand by it. Everybody who's here today is a winner. They've done a fantastic job. No one's going home a loser. They're top 4, in the European Pro League, and they're in the European Pro League next time as well, around the fall season.
Yeah, just seeing a complete contrast here between the Vibe and Infused sides. All laughs, all smiles, all jokes on the Vibe side. They are so confident. Interesting to see here in game number 4, the actual veto Sims. Why don't you talk us through it?
Okay, so game 1, Truth CTF was played initially, so you will not be seeing that in the play. Next up, we have Infused with the first ban of Fathom CTF. Then we move on to Vibe's ban, which was Stasis, which honestly I think that would have gone, in my opinion, towards the aggressive side of Team Infused. But you know what? We're moving on to Colosseum. Harry, give me your thoughts on Colosseum CTF.
Very interesting that Vibe chose Colosseum essentially over Stasis. Because they have that final ban, they can choose between those two maps. The Stasis and Colosseum were left on the board, and Vibe said, you know what, let's play Colosseum. We'll ban Stasis. Interestingly enough, Vibe's Stasis record is 2-0. They are undefeated. And on the Infused side, it's 2-1, but they've only vetoed it 6%. The key factor here, I think, the statistic is Infused Coliseum veto percentage. It's a large amount, 63%. They've vetoed it so much, Sims, they've never even played it in the Pro League. They are 0-0 on Coliseum capture the flag.
So essentially what we'll be seeing here is if the many months of grinding Team Arena has come full circle. Fair enough, they'll have practiced this in scrims, but not actually hit it up in competitive play during the regular season. Very, very interesting times. Can I get any predictions from you, Harry, on how this one's going to play out? Who does this map really play towards?
I think if you can get Batchford firing, if you can give him a sniper rifle, just work around him. I think that's what you need to do at this point. He's the hot hand in this series. He put up 22 kills in Slayer in game number 2. He was absolutely stellar in the Stronghold's performance in the last game. I think you just got to play the hot hand right here. I think you just got to get the power weapons in the hands of Batchford and ride the wave. I think that's what you've got to do, in my opinion.
But unfortunately, we do have a nasty sick roster on the opposing side when we look at Team Vibe, all in purple, looking flash and ready to rock and roll. And again, what we've seen with some of these players on this roster doing with a sniper rifle, Harry, earlier on in the day has been pure and utter disgusting.
Yeah, Septic especially. I just realised you asked me for a prediction and I completely aired your
Go on
question.
then,
I'll give you a prediction. Infused haven't won an objective so far, and I think it's going to remain that way. I think just the Vibe squad looking very, very good here. I think they're poised to make a lower bracket run, and I think anyone who meets them further on will have a tough time. Infused, they need to get power weapons in the hands of Batchford if they want any chance. But for me, I'm saying Vibe in this game.
You know what? I'm going to believe. I am going to believe and I am going to dream. We're going to kick things off with Team Captain Septic or Vibe. But let's see if we can keep the dream alive for Team Infused and they can bag themselves their first objective game type. Septic moving over to the pyramid, checking the sniper. Doodle comes flying in with a nice splinter. We'll take him down. There is a trade-off as we look towards Batch's POV now. Rockets come in, doesn't land one. He's getting tanked up from behind. Needs to be careful he doesn't get chased. His teammate Warlord is there with the SMGG to help him out. Can we see a YOLO rocket coming in? No. Trigger discipline, but he knows where that player is. Harry's just going to be very passive and wait for him to come to him.
Yeah, he most certainly is. I mean, he has this power weapon. That's what I wanted from him. Flux, you see there in the kill feed, actually has the sniper rifle in his possession. So we'll swap over to him. Interestingly enough, running a flag, that's very interesting. There's not a lot of times we see players actually choosing to run the flag there with the sniper rifle. And Snakey actually says, you know what, if you're just going to run the flag, bro, I'm just going to return it right here. Look at this.
A great play from Snakey. He was there to collect. Unfortunately, he's getting done up with the AR. Down he goes. It's a little bit of a mess down in grass. Several players will get shot across, but you know what? In comes Flux, scoops that one up. He's going to jump through the maze. Down he goes. This could be putting it in the bag. They've got no one on the opposing side to challenge that running down Rockets. His teammates there to cover the corner, and we will see Team Infused go 1-0 up.
Yeah, great job there. It was kind of a rallying run. We saw Flux run it initially with that sniper rifle. Snakey stopped him. It allowed Flux basically to come back off of the respawn. Lunny there with a good kill on the man we were talking about, Flux. But Flux came off the respawn, continued that run, and Infused. They put the first flag on the board. Now they need to solidify, make sure they don't get counter-capped straight away.
I really want to call out Warlord's play there. It was amazing. He supported Batchford with the SMG. He got the kill, but he went over to the opposing rocket corner. He stopped anybody from coming inside. We're going to see yet again another flag is on the move. It's bouncing away. Team Captain Doodle, but this time round, nobody was in the base. We saw Warlord just a tad too late. Brilliant shots there. Absolutely fantastic from Doodle to support his teammate. They're going to manage to put this one in, I do believe. Bang! We got the second cap in the bag, Harry. You know what? Let's dive on into a team listening with Team Infused.
It's awesome. Nice fucking kill, man. Nice, guys. They have rockets. One. Juke him, nice. I'm coming. Sneaky. It's 2 shots. Pushing their silver. Kill this guy and get cave. Let's go in the flag arm. Kill that. Nice. Get in the cave. Get window. Septic. Back up. Hold snipe. No one can help each other. Rise the window. They have rockets. They waste their rockets. Landing window. That's free. Stop rockets. He land me. Watch our corner. Watch our cave, Snakey. Watch our corner. Corner's going to be the first guy. Nice. New snipe him. Listen to him. Look corner. I got shots. I died in this too. Where's the sniper? Cave also. Cave, right. Let's try to get sniper control for this sniper as much as again. Absolute man. Window, cave. Nice, guys. 3 New snipe in 10. Who's getting this? Don't know if rockets are down. They're behind. I can get this. Snipe. Get it. I'll pick up the outskirts. Watch out the outskirts. I got him. Nice. Stay alive. Fountain. Watch the fountain. Nice. Watch the fountain. No one die here. Big kill. Against the cave. Weak on their corner. Watch out the lay down. Delay. Nice, do it. I'll pick up corner. The window, Lenny. He's weak in the window, Lenny. Cross, gonna kill me. Snaky, get a shot cross. Watch the BR. Casey's absolutely. Watch the DMI, nice. Shoot each other. Make the fuck out of it. I got him. Nice. Get cave. Push the corner. Let's push the corner. Pushing corner, yeah. Get the fuck on, man. We're pushing corner. We're too good. The rest too. It's fully loaded. Guys, outskirts. Just delay. Just roll up. I can ground pound the bottom middle. Nice news. Nice shit. I got free or snipe. Yeah, we're going. Axe down bottom middle. Leave it. Just get base control. Yeah, they're gonna read that. Leave it. Watch our K push. Pushing our corner.
And now we will see Vibe trying to make something of this one. Obviously, Batchford putting in some good work with the sniper rifle. Now he's in the hands of Lunny. He's another man who we can know can do work. Didn't land the no-scope, but at least his teammate was there in the form of his team captain to help him out. He will throw down a grenade, see if that person wants to challenge and land on a landmine. Goes for the quick scope, hits Batchford in the chest. I'm looking for that assist medal coming in. It comes in from Snaky. Harry, great teamwork now from Vibe.
Yeah, I'd love that listening though from Team Infused Rights. I'm sorry for switching right there. He actually had rockets, he goes down. But didn't I say at the start of the game, you've got to ride the hot hand. And as soon as Batchford got himself that sniper rifle, he was hitting the world. Batchford right now, definitely the hottest player in this game.
And now we see Doodle with the fresh rocket. So look for little Danny Boy to come in on the rocket side. He chooses not to because he's getting hit quite nastily. He's got plenty of rockets in the chamber. Sniper rifle as well, so guaranteed he'll be calling that one out to his teammate or scooping it up for himself, which he does. Only 2 bullets in the chamber. The rockets are more important. He needs to line up some kills. There's Snaky for the picking. Easy kill for him. Looking for anybody else who wants to challenge. We'll fire one off into the pyramid as well. Down he goes. Double kill now for Dan.
Yeah, I want to swap over to Flux here. In fact, he goes down as well. I tell you what, my finger is just the finger of death at the moment. See what just happened? I want to swap over to Flux. Stay with him off the respawn. You saw him right there. Top Slayer in the game. 12 kills so far. Flux has been doing very, very good in this game. I want to see what he's been doing right.
I'd like them to see them be just a tiny bit more passive because they're now getting outslayed. We see Vibe over there. Oh, nice trigger there from Batch. Just shoots across, puts a bullet in the brain of Lunny. Riot's also in the corner. Grenade goes in, no hit markers, but he got some decent shots on him at least to put him weak. And a Randy grenade across the map. YOLOs, it takes down Riots. We're jumping on board with Captain Septic now, trying to make something happen. He's got his teammates with him. Snaky has a double kill as well. That's with a sniper. Triple kill, I do believe there. Let's find out if it was. It was indeed. He was. Teammate Septic comes in as well. Defend him. He's no shields, going to poke out as well. It's now all about the Snaky show. He can walk back with this flag. He's out in the open. Sniper rifle's in the pocket. He could be out of ammo though.
Absolutely loving this listening here from Vibe. Septic was pushing the flag out. It's being stalled at the moment by Infused, but so Snaky knows, hey, you know what? They're stalling it because the respawners are coming up. The flag's actually being moved in here from Septic. So Vibe are about to put one on the board, people. This game is about to get lit.
All right, boys. In the next 10 to 20 seconds, we'll jump into another listening, this time with Team Vibe. See how they come back in this one. They were initially 2 flag caps down. Now they're only 1. They're starting to bring it back together. They're starting to work hard. But yeah, again, as soon as I say that, Harry, they're actually pulling it. They're pulling it now. Let's see exactly what they're going to do. Let's jump into a listening with Team Vibe.
They can still get a cheeky touch on this. He's going for it. He's going for it.
One shot, that shot.
Absolute rock. I'll trench, Casey.
Rocket's top max, bottom middle.
S1, S2, now Flux. S2 Flux, another one I'll be out. I'll be out right now. I've seen S3. Chasing me. I found him. Just need it. I'm rushing in.
Need a cave.
Yeah.
Don't let him get the back flag, yeah?
No, they're just going to tear one of them. He's only one of them. Watch over him. Go on. Can you run this, Casey? I'm weak, man.
My guys, they're going to shit himself. They're going to shit himself.
Yeah. Rocket Street. Dead. The basement again.
One shot. They're over.
Good shit.
I might die. The flag went far.
Flag's in your flag now. Flag is in. Let's fucking go, lads.
Watch the flag books. The bridge right now. The bridge, guys.
Yeah, do outskirts. Hit one shot.
One still there.
Max needs help.
Batch is weak. One's going to be a rocket corner, probably. One's going to be a rocket corner. They're side of Flux.
I'll kill.
Run in it.
They'll be all weak, through.
It's two dead.
Those guys are flying. It's like I'm getting ready. Batch is with the flag.
If I make Flux, it's good.
I'm leaving side. Flux is dead. The bridge.
One shot, their basement. Kills. New flag, yeah. Keep control. Let's go.
Basement. On me. The rocket corner as well. I'm getting chased.
Calm down, keep control. That's what I like to hear coming out of the coach there, Harry. They're keeping it together, they're keeping the cool. Sniper's in a great place there, up on S3. But you know what? Credit where credit's due at the moment. Infused are just shutting off and shutting down every single run they make.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to force the pressure right here. You said about the coach, Jack Baxter, not only is he great for comedic value, he's also speaking for Riots. How many times have we seen in the Pro League Riots getting singled out by the other team? How many times in this game have we heard during the comms from Jack Baxter saying, Riots needs help, Riots needs help. He's getting it this game as well, and that's why we're seeing Vibe firing on all cylinders, but Doodle stepping up to the plate, stepping up to the challenge here.
He's going to be bagging himself a double kill. He's got the DMR. He's moving out on the outskirts. DMR's there as well. Rocket will come in and hit him very hard in the shins. Down he goes. Move across to Lunny, who did pick up that kill as well. So he's going to watch this snipe side and wait for anybody who wants to challenge it. Will jump out on the outskirts. There's Batchford. Rocket goes in. One. Looking for Batchford. Must have actually survived and thrust back in because I don't see him on the kill feed anywhere. Looking to see where he will poke his head. He's in the base now. There's Doodle. Team captain goes down. Batchford's over in the cave as well. The flag will be run, but my word, Warlord, what a perfectly timed nade to put the landmine on the floor.
Yeah, that's absolutely crucial. Not only does he stop that flag run, he also has this scatter shot, so if anyone comes close to him, he can shut that down as well. But we haven't really seen a lot of the Infused inside of the Vibe base. We haven't seen a lot of the Infused players just pushing across the map. This is the first time we've really seen any kind of pressure since they went 2-0 up in this game from Infused on the Vibe base. So let's see how Vibe handles this now, Sims.
Little bit of a dodgy play there from Warlord. I didn't like the fact that he run in there half shield. He could have waited back quite a little bit. Oh, Fluxy! Oh my word, Fluxy had no shield. He lands the dome. He will take him down. Grenades coming in thick and fast. He will drop there as one person will clean him up in the forms of Riots. So I'm assuming that sniper rifle is going to trade hands as Snaky will find a little care package on the floor. How many bullets you got? 3. If there's a man that can land 3 headshots, it's this one. There's one. Got to check up Rockets. Doesn't miss the second. One more bullet, Harry. What do you think? Headshot? No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, he probably should have played that a little bit more smart, but unfortunately when you're getting pushed, you got to try and waste the ammo. I think we could just be going to overtime right here, Sims. This is neck and neck. They're kind of fighting for supremacy right now. I'm going to keep my eye out in terms of who picks up the rockets. I think it's going to be on the Vibe side. In fact, the rocket marker's gone. It's going to be Doodle. I think it was Vibe who initially got the rockets, but Doodle was able to kill the player, and the rockets are now down in bottom middle. So let's see which team is clever enough to try and find those and make use of them.
Flux is there as well, scatter shot in hand, so at least he can transition across to try and grab them and keep in close quarters. Moving across now to Vibe. It's going to be Lonnie who will find those rockets. Tries to take down one rocket, 2 rocket, doesn't get a single kill, unfortunately. 2 players collapse on him. 1 left in the chamber, looking for Warlord to do some work with it. He's going to push in the grip base aggressively from the window. Doesn't find its target. We're going to see Riots picking up a double kill as well. Doodle will answer back with 1, taking down team captain Septic. And now we'll see Riots closing in and collapsing on that blue cave in that corner. There is something hiding away. Snaky gets taken down Batchford with an SMG across the map, as you can see on the kill feed. And now it's all on Big Daddy Riots to stop this advancement over sniper side.
You know, when we were in the listening, how many times did we hear Coach Jack Baxter on the Vibe side say, get kills, get kills, get kills. They're actually outslaying Infused right now. It's pretty even in Slays, but I give Vibe just the edge. We're seeing on the Observer Mode scoreboard off of your screens. Let's see, Flux now trying to prevent the run coming in. Trying to make the run happen. He gets the GP on Riots, but Riots there with the return. So good play out of Riots. He returns his flag back to his own base.
Gives him the fist of God to the jawline. Down he goes, and if we go into overtime, which I think we are, it would only be fair to go into a listening once again with Team Infused. Oh my word! 2 reversals, back-to-back, double kill. I definitely want to hear what these guys want to say. 5 seconds, we're in OT. Going to go toe-to-toe with Riots. Riots will answer back, though, this time as he wins that battle.
Yeah, well, I want to swap over to Septic right here. In fact, you know what? Let's go back to the Infused side. The listening is ready. Let's see how they're going to handle this overtime.
Oh, nice.
Right, relax.
Maze in the window, guys. In the window.
We can't maze.
Right, I'm top.
Rotate back, I'm flanking.
I'm
coming back.
Crushing a flag right now.
Oh, wait.
I'm pyramid as well. And I'm getting shot from the corner. Trying to live, guys.
I'll snipe him.
I died from top rockets, I think. I don't know.
Get back, flag.
Window. One still. Nice. One more window, Stu.
Slow if you can. They collapse. Two there. They really choke the pool. Light him up. One shot running it.
What is that? I'll get K one shot, right?
One shot running it.
Sniper.
I'm gonna rear. I'm ringing. BR shot down. I got rear. Let's go. S3. S3 weak.
Rockets and 10. Look at S3. 1 second. Ace weak in the front.
I'm hitting corner. The corner right. One shot S2.
Next minute. Nice. What's that? S3 is the side.
I'm going window.
There's a guy there near their cave. No one got
Flag.
average. Okay,
Weak their flag rights. And their corner as well.
The flag again.
Right,
Pull this. Corner. They're BR. Big call up, they're BR.
Okay, I'm looking. I need someone to get there. Okay. Where's still a BR?
One shot.
Nice. Run it. Myron. Bang it.
Yeah. Let's get. Close
Get kills. Put him in.
I'll try squad weak. I can't. Throw up and live.
That's one.
It's gone.
Yeah.
They're gonna push. They're slow.
Right,
I'm owing.
Stuart's wing. He's watching us. Watching grass.
Stay alive.
There's a guy.
Turf Fannin.
Two guys on cave.
Turf Fannin.
They let you run. There's three.
Sue's H. You gotta do something with this pull, man.
We're sitting a swing.
Help him get the flag across.
Yeah, well.
Our corner now.
What's the BR?
And now we see yet another pull coming out of Warlord. They've been super aggressive on this area, and to be honest with you, the pressure's kind of working out for him. A bit of a dead flag before. He ended up in a bit of a cluster down in grass, but you know what? They've got this one clear. He's got some support inside. Doesn't make it all the way. I'm looking for any teammates to help him out. There is no one there, unfortunately. But the flag's out. Oh, he goes for the ninja. Doesn't quite land it, but he does get down. Nice tackle there from Flux to at least stop the flag run, but he needs to be careful because someone's hiding down. That is, of course, going to be Snaky. Snaky will challenge it. Great nade from his teammate to give him support with the splinter.
Yeah, during the listening, it's actually Septic here who has the infused flag. He's back in his own base, but obviously we have a little bit of a standoff right now. If this standoff doesn't end in the next 30 seconds, Sims, we'll be going to a replay. This is very interesting. We saw in the listening, it was actually, who was it? It was Infused who went 4 down. Warlord was the last alive. He slayed, and it was actually Vibe who choked the pool. You heard them say they've choked the pool, just light him up, and that's exactly what they did, and that's why we're in this situation we are right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Standoff City. I can see a full replay coming unless someone goes absolutely massive now. Septic's completely tanked up, no shield. Warlord runs in. Warlord gets shut down with a flag. Overtime is now over, so I do believe, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a full replay.
GG.
Wow.
That was a great game.
That was fired up. That was a fantastic game. Great plays from both sides across the board. Can't wait to take a look at the damage done at the end and the amount of kills both teams got, but definitely one credit where credit's due. I want to say that was a different Infused, Harry. That was a fired up and ready to rock and roll team.
Definitely for the first half of the game.
Say that again, sorry?
Definitely for the first half of the game.
Yep.
They were 2-0 up in this game, don't forget. And Vibe managed to come back by outslaying them and running flags. They kind of, once they tied the game, did Vibe, once they were 2-2, Infused they kind of figured out, hey, you know what? They're actually still in this game. We need to go toe-to-toe with them in slays. That's exactly what happened. And I think it was 109 kills in total in the game.
And we are seeing a couple, 97 for Team Infused, couple of 30 bombs, one coming out of Batchford, one coming out of Snaky, 20 assists for Snaky as well. We'll knock that over in just a second to take a look at how those ones pan out and show you guys just at home exactly the amount of slays.
So apparently it was 109 for Vibe and 97 for Infused. So Vibe actually outslaying the Infused squad. 200
kills in a game.
Yep.
Absolute madness. Well, look at the assists for Septic though, Harry.
Yeah, that's a huge amount of assists. He had 26 kills and 28 assists. That's over 50 engagements, Sims. 50 kills he's helped.
Definitely Snaky MVP of that. 31 and 20 and still go positive as well. Oh, it's Replay City.
I think it's fair to say Holy Mother of Halo at this point.
Yes, it really is. And Holy Mother of Replay, to be honest with you. So how does this then put us then? We had Infused up at the start, Harry. They were 2-0 up, and they almost lost several times. Fair enough. They almost clinched it out several times as well. You're coming back into this. I'm looking at Vibe now. It's not the Vibe what we saw in previous games. It's a much quieter and much more relaxed.
Yeah, I certainly think they're a much more relaxed Vibe squad. I think they can't relax though. I honestly feel like they should just try and cut the head off the snake. And you know exactly who the snake is.
Well,
it's Batchford. But it's a lot easier said than done because we saw during the listening he was just going ham. He was going in. I mean, we even heard him getting loud at one point. And Stu there on your screen, he's clearly gotten over his goose in the previous series, Goose Lord. Never forget Goose Lord, Sims.
No, we never forget people who goose on. Adam.
Easy.
And happy smile from Doodle. That's what we kind of see. You want to see your team captain looking pretty good and pretty confident going into, once again, this same game. It's going to be a long one today, isn't it?
Yeah, but that man right there, Batchford, Ryan Batchelor. What a menace.
Cooking up a batch of
Memes.
Memes?
Maybe.
The dankest?
The dankest kind of memes.
The dankest of memes. We love Batchford. And he loves a good meme as well.
Ever since he got his green name on Beyond, though.
I wish someone had given that, actually.
Yeah.
Because he loves it. My green bar. Mum, I got my green bar.
Yeah.
Got my green bar on Beyond, Mum.
I think we're seeing Coach Outcast there actually sat in one of the players' chairs. I think that's going to be Flux, actually. So quite clearly a toilet break coming in now. It was a long old game. You can't really blame him.
They should be proud, though. They genuinely should be proud of what they've just done. They shook off. Every single game seems to be night and day so far. The initial game was a stomping, the second game was a stomping, and that one was fairly even across the board, obviously. Looking at it, I can see Infused, if they play the game right and they just see it through till the end, they'll win this one because they were doing super, super, super well at the start. But I don't necessarily think they did bad towards the end. I just think Vibe got their act together in as blank a way as possible.
I think if I'm not mistaken, this will be a full replay, not first cap wins. So it's not a continuation of overtime. It's an entire game replay. I think the start is gonna play a massive factor of this game because both teams just coming off hot of that overtime. It's very closely contested. The Slays going certainly in favour of Vibe, but there was a lot of kills during that game, so it was very heated. The start of this next game is going to be very, very important. Who can get the power weapons? Who can get on a roll early on? Because I feel like this will kind of snowball. I honestly feel like if a team, one of the teams can get themselves some power weapons, get some kills on the board, I think it's going to just give them motivation and confidence throughout the rest of the game to push on and just take this game number, what is this, game number 4 we're in now? Game number 4 in this series.
Doesn't it show you how much of a big difference sniper makes though on Coliseum CTF? Like when one person gets it, it really can turn the tides from that team, and on both sides, whenever one person picked it up, that's when you kind of saw the pulse come in, the 2 down, 3 down affecting. And I love the position. I've got to call out Batchford's positioning and also Snakey's as well towards the end, hanging around that sniper section, but just dipping in and out of the caves, making sure they got the kills. Then they watch their back as well, turn around and no one flank them. But again, you can't be doing that with your team, well, unless they're giving you support that you need and allowing you to do that.
No, certainly not. I think we're about to load into the game. The map is loaded. Capture the Flag Coliseum. The replay of game number 4 is about to get underway. Sims, I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, but I think I'm going to start this one with Batchford.
You're a fan now, aren't you? I've turned you.
Yeah,
I think
I'm a believer.
He's turned many hearts in the Batchpack family. Of course, he is an upcoming streamer in the EU and UK. Plenty of them are right now. Be sure to give them all a follow. All these guys on Twitter, follow their streams. Halo Esports is back, baby, and we are growing it rapidly here with the HCS Pro League. Batchford's POV right now, looking at Lunny, some great shots in the back. He'll find Snakey as well, doesn't manage to get any, but at least he pushes him back and does enough damage to bag himself the rockets.
Yeah, what's interesting, I was actually watching the observer mode feed right there. All 4 of the Vibe players were pushing around the sniper side of the map. Batchford there, bit of a miss rocket, but the flag's already out. He's already moving his flag. He goes down. Septic there, big play with the sniper rifle. He's here at the moment. He will actually hit the no-scope. He will connect with the no-scope. The flag actually is returned as well for Vibe. I believe it was Lunny, and he's got himself 3 rockets to play with now as well.
Yeah, Lunny comes in, he'll clean up one. His teammate takes the other one down, hiding around on Pyramid. Now he'll advance over to the cave side to make sure no one can creep and peep out of that. However, I am hearing sniper shots. That's going to be... Flux says no!
I felt that one.
Plants one between his eyes. The rockets will go flying off the map. Dirty no-scope.
That was ridiculous. I just said I felt that one. But Septic will eventually take him down. I'm sure he's hunting for that sniper rifle on the floor. It's going to be Doodle to try and put some pressure on it. But again, look at the emphasis from the Vibe side. Pushing the sniper side. Snakey there, a little bit overzealous. We saw on Septic's point of view, he will go down to the hands of Flux. But Lunny's the man with the sniper rifle right here. We've seen some sick plays from both teams. And let's see if Lunny can continue that form. He's going to find 2 players here. One is already weak. He puts the nade in. That nade doesn't actually connect. There's a player pushing him in the maze. I would like to see him at least try a no-scope there, but he will go down in the end. The man, Doodle, captain of Infused, making the plays right now.
Again, the sniper rifle just seems to be transitioning between team and team and team. There's only 1 bullet left in the chamber. Let's see if we can make something happen with it. Unfortunately, 2 people come flying out of Pyramid, but great little position there. Did you see where Flux was doing? He was doing the complete flying, catches Snakey straight off of the respawn. I'll give him the advantage to push inside the base, wait for his teammates Warlord. They're now going to move forward. Septic just will jump up, take a little bit of a poke there, but look at what's up, Harry. The rockets are going to play a big part in this next pull.
Yeah, they are, and it's Doodle that has them, but it's interesting that you say that. We saw Snakey coming off the respawn. Lunny here is trying to move a flag. The GP comes in, and he actually takes down that player. Flux already moving the flag, but he's no shields. He has to throw it out. and it's going to be Batchford here who actually gets the return. Batchford's no shields. He's going to go down as well. What I wanted to say is, look at how the Infused squad are so happy to contest with them. I'm going to swap over to Flux right here. None of the Vibe players ever push the Rocket side of the map. Wouldn't be surprised to see Flux or one of the Infused players actually flanking around that side of the map. That's exactly what Batchford's going to do. And he also has help as well from Warlord down in bottom middle. So they clearly know that Vibe love to play on that sniper side of the map. They love flanking around the Rocket side, just playing where the Vibe players are not playing.
However, I've got to mention, Harry, and call this one out. Apart from the 2 that they actually captured, every single flag that Infused have pulled so far, finally we've done something different. Every single one that they've pulled so far, he's just taken it outside the front base and dropped it down into the grass. I don't like this play. I love this play from Batchford, just to kind of hang back a little bit, kind of find out where his teammates are. This is very, very smart and very, very clever. He catches Lunny off guard. He'll take him down as well. Now he needs some support, though. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble. Warlord's there, but you know what? Riot says not today, my friend. That flag is not getting any further. Scopes in, finds a second one in the form of Warlord. Almost trick jumps off the map there a little bit, unfortunately. He will clamber back on, gives him one to the body, gets the flag return. Riot is on fire.
Yeah, that was great play out of Batchford to actually hold the flag, but this man right here was savvy to it. How he stayed alive right there, not only staying on the map thanks to his thrust and clamber, but how he whipped the sniper back out, knowing Doodle was weak. He would have died to one no-scope, and the clinicalness to actually hit that as well. Riot's right now is on fire. I love this man. He looks absolutely rejuvenated here at Finals. He looks a completely different player than what we saw in the regular season, and he's still popping heads.
Yeah, he's the chalky kind of player where you put him in the LAN environment and he just comes alive. He feeds and lives for this, events like this. Get him up on the main stage, stick him on camera, and he will put on a damn good show. Flux will find him though. The no-scope will not connect. He will take him down, but look at Lunny. Look at what's in the back pocket. A fresh set of rockets. First one only just connects. Second one finds its target perfectly. But you know what? Great players from Doodle. He jumps down onto the DMR and just absolutely drills Lunny. The flag's out, but the rockets go down as well.
Yeah, you're right. The flag is out, but that basically stops that entire run. Lunny thought he was fine. He thought he slayed one in the Infused base and decided to pull the flag. He thought he was home free at that point. He figured, hey, you know what? I've already taken one down. I can move this flag. Nope. Doodle's on his own flag, and he's shooting across the map. So, again, like you say, a good play out of Doodle. He completely cuts the head off the snake in terms of that flag run, and now it's Batchford, the man, with the power weapons and a double kill.
And he's got the rockets as well. I'm not entirely sure until he changes them. I think we're all out.
Yeah.
He hasn't swapped anything yet. I doubt that he actually has any. Completely right, Harry. Otherwise, he would be getting them out. We're going to see Warlord, same route as before, taking it through the maze. Is anybody in his base to help him out? No! He gets stopped! Oh, my word! Brilliant play. Not necessarily a brilliant play, but a bit of a poor play for Infused for having nobody on the defensive to help him out.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I missed that, boys, but it was actually Riot. Slid in with the scatter shot. Goal line stand. We switched to him. We saw the medal. The goal line stand medal came in for Riot. He killed the player, and then he got the return as well. And now look, the flags across the map. This is the perfect counter here from Vibe. They put the first flag on the board in the replay of Coliseum Gap to the flag. Vibe are turning up right now.
Why? Rule 101, if you're going to run a flag into the base, have somebody there to help you out. God damn it, that's what the kind of, you know, they just allowed them. There was one in the basement. We then had Riots come down the rockets. He was allowed to run free, stop that flag. Nobody was there to support Warlord out whatsoever. Bit of a bad play, and they kind of dropped the ball there. That should have been Infused flag all the way.
Yeah, I want to swap over to Riot right here because he's the man with the rocket launcher. He has 4 rockets to play with, and it's definitely Septic as well, his teammate with the sniper rifle. So actually we'll swap over to Septic. Just bear in mind that Riot actually has these rockets. He has 3 left to play with, so these should be some guaranteed kills as long as Septic can do what he's been doing all tournament long, taking heads, and Riot can hit some accurate rockets. I wouldn't be surprised to see 2-0 Vibe within the next couple of minutes here.
Yeah, they've got them pinned down in the spawn. Lunny will happily jump in, collect that one. Septic will land yet another no-scope, but you know what? He gets paid for it. Rockets are going to come in. Nice double kill there from Riot's in the kill feed as we see Lunny. He'll happily run this one away, but the flag has now been pulled. That's going to be Batchford to pull it out, throw it out of the base. It at least gives them some added pressure as Lunny just sees his flag just slowly running away, but he's keeping eyes on it. What a great shot there. And then we just see Riots comes in to happily clean up and collect.
I actually really like what Warlord here is doing. He's just baiting his own, the Vibe flag, but the return comes in from Septic. That's unbelievable. I said it a couple of seconds ago. Wouldn't be surprised to see 2-0 Vibe, and there it is. The sniper and the rocket play definitely playing in favour of Team Vibe. They make it count. 5 minutes left. 2-0 Vibe.
Yeah, the pressure really starting to get on the backs of Infused. They're trying to claw their way back into this one, but you know what, Harry? I've got to call this one. It was 2-0 before to one team, and it came back to 2-2. Still everything to play for, but I've just seen a whole wall of text that says VIB at the start of people's names. Snakey with a massive, massive javelin to the throw. Grenades are coming in thick and fast. He's holding back. He's grabbing his shield. He's got some support. He's going to thrust this one in, and
not yet. Not yet.
There it is. It's going to be 3-1 Team Vibe, 3-0 on flag in the replay. That is how you play it. Got to still fall back on the very, very unfortunate run at the start there from Team Infused. That, for me, should have 110% been a capture, but Warlord had no defense whatsoever.
Yeah, you called it perfectly in the commentary, Sims. Rule 101. What do you do when you're running a flag? Make sure you have someone at your own base. And guess who wasn't at their own base? It was Team Infused. And guess who comes in? The big man with the scatter shot on the goal line, no less. And then to start the run that kickstarts the first flag capture for Vibe. Ridiculous. Riot really turning up here at Semifinals.
Yeah, it really opened the floodgates. As soon as they got that one, it was not necessarily back-to-back flag caps. Septic going off 21, 10 assists, 13 deaths. Warlord at the bottom there not having the best of games. Flux and Batchford doing pretty much Flux and Batchford things. Batchford still not going negative again. 15-19 for Flux there. A little bit of a negative for him, but you know what? It doesn't matter because it's all about the win, baby. 3-0 will be the score of that match for Team Vibe. They've got to be looking confident going into this next game, Harry.
Yeah, Game 5, absolutely pivotal. If you're Infused, you need it. You absolutely need it. Otherwise, it's curtains. Vibe only one game away from knocking Infused out and advancing through to the losers bracket final. They took a big beating earlier on today, did Vibe. They went 4-0. Against Fabi. They lost 4-0 to the undefeated team in the Summer Pro League. But they look good. I think everyone here was very impressed with what they saw out of Vibe, and we're seeing it here in this series against Infused. I mean, they've just looked fantastic. Vibe have looked very, very good. They look a completely different squad. They don't look like a team that came out of the relegation spots on the very last day of the Pro League. They don't look like that kind of team. They don't look like a bottom half of the table team. They're looking very good right now.
It's the same form for me as what we had with Pulse Gaming. This is a roster as it is that I would like to have seen at the start of Pro League because they're very, very good. Obviously, Snakey was, I want to say, in a better position at the start of the Pro League.
That's something we don't talk about.
Yeah, we'll kind of brush over that one. But still, you know, he's ended up on a solid roster. We also looked, there was rumours that he could have actually been attending this Team Infused roster also during the mid-season team change. Yeah. There was some vicious rumours flying around, but you know what? Team Infused says, come on guys, let's get this together and carry on as our team of four. Let's end how we started out. And honestly, what a wild roller coaster of events we've just witnessed.
Yeah, very true. And don't forget about this Vibe team as well. You may have known them earlier on in the series, earlier on in the summer season as Realist Tins.
What a name.
Yeah, what a name. And they've made 2 team changes from that original lineup. So Septic and Snakey coming into this team to fish them out of those relegation spots on the very last day, they definitely deserve some credit.
So here we go then. Can we see Team Infused dreams of finishing any higher than 4th place shattered? We are moving into game number 5. Of course, it is a Team Slayer. Regret's already been played. You will not witness that one in the veto system. Infused get the first ban. They go for Eden. Then Vibe, they take out Rig. Back to Infused Coliseum, which they'll be very happy how the last game went. And then finally we give Vibe a ban and they pick out Truth, which is pretty good because we know Infused knows how to play that map very, very well. We end up with a Plaza TS, Harry.
Yeah, I think it is kind of the lesser of 2 evils here for Vibe. Their Plaza and Truth's records respectively. They are 0-3 on Plaza Slayer and 0-2 on Truth Slayer. So they're saying, you know what? This is pretty much going to be one of our terrible game types. So let's have a look at what Infused can do on these game types. And they know they're good at Truth. Like you said, Sims, Infused 3-1 on Truth Team Slayer, and they also have a 0% veto percentage. So Infused have never vetoed Truth. They're always happy to leave it in the rotations and play it if possible. Looking at Plaza, the game that we're going to see, they are 2-1. Fused are 2-1 on this game type, so certainly better than 3-1 for Truth. I think it was the smart decision out of Vibe. When you see Truth and Plaza left on the table versus Team Infused, you absolutely do not want to play Truth because you know how good Flux and Doodle are with those rifles and retaining the tower control.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, thank you very much for joining us here in the European Pro League. This, of course, is the summer season final. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching on Facebook, everyone who's watching to Twitch, all you guys in the chat. Throw up your Kappa emotes or any emotes you have when you are subscribed to Halo players supporting your favourite members of the community. Of course, shout out to everybody in the community as well. We got HCS live tweets. Got all the guys over at Team Beyond, everyone over on Halo Waypoint, everyone on Reddit Halo as well. The communities are alive, all the YouTubers out there as well that help support this scene. And of course, just anyone else who's tuning in the first time, welcome along to some fantastic European Halo esports.
And don't forget as well, everyone who's here in the arena watching these two teams go at it. What a series we've had so far. Team Infused versus Team Vibe. Once again, Infused. They're going into a Slayer right here. Slayer is the only game type they've won so far at Summer Finals. Vibe, again, is not a great game type for them. They had the choice between Truth and Plaza. It's kind of a lesser of two evils. They didn't want to play Infused on Truth because they know that's a fantastic game type for them. This is a good chance for Infused to get themselves back in this series. They're 3-1 down right now. They know they're good on Slayers. If they can win this Slayer Plaza, they'll be 3-2 down. They'll need to win an objective to force a game number 7.
And I just really want to quickly correct myself. Halo, as a bit previous, it's now Halo_ESW live. Ponza over there keeping everyone who cannot watch the show up to date with the score-by-score and play-by-play. Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is Game 5. This is Infused life on the line. Septic now, we are on his POV. The team captain himself grabbed himself a sniper rifle. One person's going to go flying in the air. But you know what? On the opposing side of Infused is going to be Doodle picking up the first OS.
Yeah, most certainly. So I think you were right to swap over to him as Septic, as we were previously on, goes down. Doodle using that overshield, not as much as I'd like. I mean, he's kind of leaving himself exposed right there. I'd like to see him just throw himself at the Vibe squad when he has that full overshield. You can see right now the shield indicator at the top of the screen. He's completely drained of that overshield, so that's a non-factor. But look at the score right now, Sims. 5-0. Infused, starting very, very strong. They have the sniper rifle control in the hands of Warlord, so let's see what he can do. If he can ping some faces right here, we could see a very, very extreme early lead here for Team Infused.
And this is what they kind of did before. Let's just collapse them in, but I have to say, Warlord's on his own, and I want to see him rotate. What does he do? Boom, here comes the rotation and move towards his teammates, but unfortunately, as he's done that, he's left behind him very wide open. No scope. There you go. You want to get domed up in the face. Why not? I'll stick that right between the eyes. He's going to go for the beat down. Doesn't quite land it. We will see Flux try and clean that one up as Riots will look to run away with this one. 5 bullets in the chamber, 5 possible kills if he can make every single shot count.
Yeah, it was actually Batchford there who put the 2 shots onto Riots, and you can see there he's already picked up Snakey as well. So Batchford continuing his fine form. It's Flux and Batchford firing at the top as well as Warlord. So good job here out of the Infused squad. So far, Doodle yet to have a kill, but he does have 3 assists. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. 11-5, make it 12-6 now the score. And I'm not sure if he's aware that that sniper rifle's actually down top middle right next to him. Interesting play. Just going to pincer and push the Vibe squad back into the yard. And this is a very difficult position to push back from, but I believe Lunny's doing the right thing. He's going to anchor right here with this rifle. We did swap off Batchford there with the Hydra. In fact, he does get the kill on Septic, but Lunny right here surely will spell Batchford's demise.
I tell you what, Harry, every time we look at Batchford's POV, one thing that I have to say about him, he's not afraid to challenge. If someone's going to be there, if he thinks, I'm going to give this one a go, he will hit them. He's so confident in his shot right now, and that is really playing to his advantage. He's poking out, he's getting the shots off, he's getting the kills, and really just playing to his strength. And I also believe I just saw a player go steamboating past with the OS, which I think is the man we're actually talking about.
Who else?
It is, of course, going to be Batchford. I feel really bad because there's obviously plenty of other members on this roster of Team Infused, but at the moment, it's Batchford who's really showing...
Ooh, let's move swiftly on, shall we, Sims?
Yes.
Lunny the man to rip the overshield off of Batchford's back. And once again, it's the tale of the Slayers. Infused, very good at Slayers. We saw in Regret earlier on in the series how good Infused were at actually timing that overshield. 2 for 2 are they now with the overshield. We saw Doodle with the first one and Batchford with the second. So if you're Vibe, you are very good at actually closing the deficits down when no overshields and power-ups are in play. If you can get yourself one of those, I think you're going to be just fine. But I think the key right now, get the sniper in hands of this man right here. Let him ping some faces, close down this deficit, wait for the next overshield, and make sure you execute.
So let's just note exactly how that one went down and how they ended up with this one, Harry. You looked at Lunny, he was completely blocking Cafe, he was stopping anybody coming from this side. Then over the other side, 3 members of his team moved into the cinema. They collapsed and they waited for the sniper rifle to spawn up. Now we see Septic. He's going to transition across and rotate around to his teammates. Pretty much, they've set up that they knew that they needed sniper to even stand any chance of coming back into this. What do? They set up perfectly. It's kind of gone in their favor. They are still, though, they're giving needless deaths away across the board. Fair enough. Septic's not dying, but his teammates are dropping like flies around him.
I'd like to see them flank around either the yard or the nest right here. The overshield's coming up very, very soon, but once again, look at the scoreline. It's nowhere near close enough, and it's looking like Infused are pushing around towards that blue side. I want to swap over to Warlord right here. He has eyes on top middle. They know that overshield's coming up very soon. In fact, this is a very strange decision here from Warlord. The overshield's coming up soon. Maybe he knows that Vibe want to flank around to this side, and there you go. There's Septic. He wants to get into a position where he can secure top middle so they can contest that overshield, but right now, it's Riot's in the yard with the sniper, and I'm going to keep an eye on top middle here for this next overshield.
Oh, my friend, where is your head at? Doodle sit down, and Flux as well. A couple of cracked visors on the skull of a few Spartans there, my friend. Moving up into top gold, having a look down at the hotel. No one spawning there. I love this. This is the level of team that I want to see come out, and the players just watching the spawns. They know exactly where they are. Riot's using a quick charge to get across and make use of those Spartan abilities there, and he finds himself back. And look at that rotation. The team have set up around him. He was on his own at gold, and now he's got his full support of his team on the opposing side of the map, Harry.
Yeah, Snakey also had the overshield. I don't know if you guys at home copped for it. I switched to him briefly. Snakey had the overshield, and now look, with Riot's with this sniper rifle right here, he's playing a little bit too aggressive for my liking, and thus he goes down. But Snakey, he used that overshield. He's pushing the yard, and look at the kill feed. Vibe closing this deficit. They're only down by 2 now. You remember how they were down by around 7? They got the overshield, they got the power weapons, and now they're right back in this game.
And they just collapse on one. They come in as a tank. A grenade goes in. Flux with a nice cheeky double as well. He is just trying to stay alive on those stairs off screen. We'll move across to Batchford. He's going to try and lock down the cafe. They're both going to move together, though. I like this. Warlord's call for some support. Look at this flank, though, Harry. We've got 3 blue members.
Oh, my.
Oh, Batchford says, okay, we'll not go in there then.
That's none of my business.
No, that was a minefield. He just run into a face full of blue. Decided to kind of step backwards, which was definitely the best thing. But again, we've got Flux running on his own there. It's a very questionable play, fair enough. He got 1 kill, but his teammates have to come and support him. Septic saying, you're welcome along into the yard. I'll happily take some free kills. Not the best of pushes there from Team Infused, Harry.
No, certainly not. I mean, they figured, hey, let's catch Vibe off surprise. Let's catch them by surprise. They push into the yard. I don't think they were expecting 3 of them to be in there. And now for the first time in the game, Vibe have taken the lead. Flux running away with that sniper is absolutely pivotal. If you're Vibe, you want to maintain this lead, you have to shut down this man right here. You cannot pop faces with this sniper, otherwise they will be in a very bad position for the rest of this game.
Well, speaking of positions, though, he's not in the greatest. Fair enough, he's got a little bit of support when he moves up here, but they're kind of boxed in 2 of them. He's got his teammate behind him. This is pivotal, though. I like the fact his teammate just kind of acted as a blockade there. Fair enough. He took a lot of bullets and he went down, but it managed to bag the OS. And a beatdown comes in from Doodle. Team captain says, not today. You're not making use of that. You, my friend, are going down.
Yeah, that's very big as well, because now they have a 3-point lead. Flux still has this sniper as well. So he can... Yeah, I like the fact that you actually brought up the fact that Riot was pretty much running distraction right there. It allowed Septic to run in completely uncontested from the cafe, get that overshield, but a big play out of Doodle. That shuts down Septic's overshield, and now they have this 3-point lead with overshield out of the game for another minute or so, allowing Flux to literally just do what he likes and try and extend this lead. The game at the moment is in Flux's hands.
So you heard with the call out there, we've just hit the 5 minutes remaining mark. I would love to go on board with a listening with Team Infused, because everything's starting to get slowed down. They've got a 3-point lead. They can be the ones who anchor. They can be the ones who just wait and let Vibe come to them. And at the end of the day, there's no point in rushing. If they lose this game, Harry, they're going home. Vibe will advance forward in the losers bracket. So, guys, the listening is ready. Let's jump on board with Team Infused.
A minute to get right, you got no help there. You've got no help. Too much sword on me. Once we touch pushing posters. We're going to push it. Nice shot. Sneaky was one shot. They're alive. He backed off.
Take sniper all the way to blue.
You're right, you got no help.
I'm pushing driveway.
I'm just sniping blue.
I'm coming driveway, Ryan. I'm here.
Hey, let's go, Luke.
I'm looking back up.
One step sniper. I'm combo. I'm just saying alive. Luke.
Septic's there. I pulsed it.
One step. Stairs, guys.
Nice, Septic was here.
Luke dead.
Nice.
We have Septic. He's here, Septic.
Behind me, hotel. Delay. I'm trying.
Glass, one shot, glass.
Nice kill. Look at hotel. One more dip. He went in blue, landing. There's a West around 38, stay low for it. Keep map control.
Stand on blue.
I'm down low for it.
Go dips. Nice! West 2, we haven't got time for it.
On it, I can't buy it, man.
Full shield. It's gonna be now,
Play it.
And you can get an angle.
I'll try. I think he just got it, right?
I have a flowers on down. Tell me where he is. We can dip sniping. There's flowers also. S4 ocean. Nice. He's gonna be blue ocean.
I'm going at the ledge.
Let's work together.
I can't see him.
I don't see the blue guy.
I'm hitting the window to see if he's there.
I'm pushing snipe.
He's not.
I have someone sitting in low right now.
I'm on the other ledge, Hams. I can't help you.
Guys, 2. Stay alive.
S1, yeah,
I need it. OS is blue ramp. He has a combo.
Hotel as well, weak. Hotel weak.
He has at least one shot combo blue ramp for us.
You need to spread out, man.
Don't get weak.
Yeah, I'm trying to get down bottom. Blue ramp, bait, new snipe, listen.
Just push tramp. S2 ocean.
Go.
Back up, I'm banging you.
There we go. Watch it hotel. Watch it bling hotel. Stay alive. I'm trying. Nice shit.
I'm not trying to do too much.
High dip, sneaky. 2 shot.
Nice.
Watch the snake, high dip. We need to kill Snaky. Did not kill him, he saw
I got snipe. Glass.
Stay low, shoot, stay low.
Right, snipe down S2. One's on it, he's running. He hasn't got it yet.
So we are 44-38. Let's jump into the POVs now of Team Vibe. Bryant's just bagged himself a sniper rifle.
Ooh.
They're going to try and get, as I say that, they want to try and rally a few kills back. Batchford's in a really good position, though, to flank up behind them if that call comes out. I'm seeing kill feed at the moment. Looking, it's definitely in the form of Team Infused. Snaky drops down to challenge, and all of a sudden the team captain comes in to clean that one. They are only 2 kills away from scooping up game number 5, Harry.
I think Batchford's actually been taking some Hydra lessons from me. I don't want to disclose that information, from my customers, but he's definitely been learning a few things from watching my stream. That's all I'm going to say. A couple of Hydra kills for Batchford so far in this game. Flux with the 49th and Doodle with the 50th. Infused take yet another Slayer. They are definitely the best Slayer team at this event so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, Team Infused, the dream is still alive. This I can see going all the way to a game number 7. But of course, standing in their way, Harry. Ooh, it's an objective, my friend.
Yeah,
it's an objective.
It's definitely their Achilles heel, is those pesky objective game types.
And of course, we'll now be going into a stronghold, I do believe.
It
will be a stronghold, please excuse us. It will be indeed a stronghold, so not a capture the flag. Let's take a quick look at the kill feed there. 16 for Flux turning up. Doodle and Warlord, 9-11. 14 coming out of Batchford. All but 1 going positive there. Doodle, but still with 9 assists, getting stuck into the pack. Riots this time turning up 12 and 12. Snaky at 10 and 13. Septic now is the one who is getting a little bit overzealous and going a little bit negative for his team.
Probably got stuck in a pretty nasty spawn cycle right there. But one thing I will say though, Flux turning
100%.
up. I mean, we don't give this man enough credit, not nearly enough. 16 kills and 10 deaths. I always open the scoreboard around 2 minutes into the game, and the amount of time this man on your screen right now, Flux, is top of the leaderboard is more often than not. He's really good at opening the game for his team. He's really good at getting his team a foothold with map control via way of slays. He's very, very good in the early game.
Still very quiet though. So far, we've not seen a single word out of Batch or Flux. I'm hoping this is just them.
This is meditation.
I'm hoping this is just them literally getting their heads together, because currently they look quite down. Even
you know why? You know why? They know what's coming next. Oh no, not that objective. Objectives. Oh no. Please
all right, boys. All right. This is the lifesaver. Can we push game 7? If they can, right, I'm gonna call this now. This is a big call.
Yep.
So if they lose this, obviously they're out and done.
Yep.
If they win it, they're gonna win the series. They're not Vibe out.
And you know why?
Go on.
Map 7's a Slayer.
Get rinsed.
There you go. Illuminati confirmed.
GG no re.
So if you think about it, this next game type is actually a very big game type for Vibe.
Yep.
Because they know how strong Infused are on Slayers. So it's got to be playing in your mind right now, hey, if we lose this one, game 7, we know it's going to be a Slayer. And Infused, they're pretty good at Slayers.
So Empire Stronghold's already been played. We don't have any logos on there, but as we saw previous, Infused did get the first ban, so I'm going to say that would be a Vibe ban on the rig. And then we'll move into an Eden ban coming in for Team Infused. And now we are in a back-to-back plaza. Harry, do you have any beautiful stats or statistics, my friend?
I most certainly do, Richard Sims. Plaza Strongholds. 1-3 record here for Infused, and they actually have a 19% veto percentage. So they'll veto this second least out of the entire Stronghold kind of backlog right here, the entire catalogue of Strongholds maps. On the Vibe side, Plaza Strongholds 2-2, their veto percentage 38. It's one of their most vetoed Stronghold maps. So you got to say, this is going to be a tough one here for Vibe to take off of Infuse, and all of a sudden we're looking at the prospect, obviously the game yet to be played, but the prospect of a Game 7.
It's looking likely, and if it goes as much as what the Open Circuit final does, then it's more than likely going to be. Just a quick shout out to the team in the back as well for putting on an absolutely awesome show. The graphics and everything you see down on the main stage, but also on screen as well, comes directly from the team to my right in our production room. Down at the bottom as well, more importantly, that ticker, you've got all the stats, you've got all the statistics, you've got KDs, you've got kills, deaths, assists, accuracy, damage done. All this is fed from the team in the production room. So GG team, Sam and the boys in there. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Hate to call them out.
Hate to call them out.
I would love for it to be damage dealt rather than damage done. Just a you know, again.
So look at that. I'm actually hyping him up, and he's just going to knock them down.
I'm sorry. You know I ate a thesaurus this morning. I'm just coming out of words left, right, and centre. That's all. I'm sorry.
All right, then, people in the chat and people in the audience, this could be it. Can we see the Game 7? Infused need to win this objective game type to force it. Otherwise, they are going home with their tails between their legs. If you are just joining us, this is Strongholds on Plaza. The first to 100 points will win the game. 12 minutes on the clock, 3 plots on the map. Let's see who comes out on top, grabs the first couple of points, and if that transitions towards the rest of the game.
Yeah, I want to see some camouflage play out of both teams here. I don't want to see just burnt power-ups at the start of this game. I want to see someone actually controlling this power-up right here that Doodle has, and playing sneaky just like that. Gets the back smack on money, and this is going to look very, very good here in the early game for Infused. They lose the nest. They're quarter way through taking the yard, but Doodle here with his camouflage can make a very, very big play.
But most importantly, they've got the pit, and we know that's a very game changer, just like the nest is over on the rig. It's a very game changing.
This is so sneaky.
Hold. Yeah, I've actually lost the word. I'm just watching it. He's just crouching down. He is getting tanked up from behind him. Will crouch into the corner here over on the cinema. He's still alive, but you know what? We're going to see one person going to be Snaky running in and say, not today, my friend. Snaky comes in. He'll get the reset on that and a double kill as well. But they've still got 2 pots in the form of Team Infused. You see Batchford trying to hold this one, and he does. Reversal medal with the SMG. He goes down, but you know what? His team captain Doodle's there to jump inside the nest. This could be triple cap. Some big points going on the board, Harry, for now for Team Infused.
Yeah, most certainly. And if you're Vibe right now, you've got to get yourself a stronghold, whether it's bottom middle, the yard, or the nest. You've got to get one of them. Warlord here is doing his best to try and contest bottom middle. Vibe, oh my word, Infused actually get the reset there as well. That's absolutely ridiculous. Septic has the shotgun right now. They will get the nest. That will help them, but something that Infused are very, very good on, and Pro League teams in particular, both these teams very good at, is pushing the 3 cap. Once you have nest and bottom middle, pinning teams inside the yard. But once again, they have the nest, but it's already being taken here by Infused, and it's Flux who actually did that. Septic will take down Flux, but look at the score, 29-0. Vibe need to get on the board.
Yeah, team captain Septic in a very dirty position. He can just sit down there, be the anchor, shotgun in hand, grabbed one. You know what? Cracking kill from Warlord with the air. He backed up, thrusted down, stayed alive, and got it. 2 members now of Infused will drop down into bottom mid. Oh, he just stepped out just a second too late. Otherwise, he would have had that. But 2 of them are going to dogpile in. Once again, they're going to grab that. We're back to 2 plots. Time's ticking again on the clock. 35-2. That, my friend, is a generous scoreline.
It most certainly is. Wright's just picked up the new camouflage. He has no shields, though. Interesting to see if he's able to get his shields back right here. This could be a turning point right here for Vibe. If he can stay alive with his camo shotgun, make a big flank and make sure he kills a few players right here. He'll take down Batchford. No more shotgun shells. So he now needs to stay alive and put that camo to better use. Move around the map. Don't expose yourself. Don't overexpose yourself. And Vibe now scoring for the first time in the game. I'd like to see them now push this triple cap.
they're not quite doing it though. In fact, I'm telling a lie, they actually are doing it. Snaky will go down while they try to, but we did see one player just running across to try and make the defensive on this. I like this player from Riot. He's instead of opting to go for the defensive side, he will drop down into bottom mid. He's just going to be hide behind the pillar. Batchford firing some fireworks in his sight of line.
Lovely, delightful.
Nice. Brilliant, brilliant nade. Bags himself a double as he goes down from the grave. But you know what? Warlord's still down there, I believe. No, he isn't. Septic comes in, cleans him out of bottom mid. And once again, the points still ticking in the... And as soon as I say that,
yep,
Batchford just proves me wrong.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the frantic switching there, but I had to swap over to Batchford. Infused right now with the biggest plays. Look at the scoreboard. Look at the kill feed. Is going to be Infused. They are getting the kills, and once again the triple cap. And look at how quickly they push the yard. They know Vibe are going to be spawning in blue. They're going to be pushing this yard, and yes, they will surrender the yard, but they can immediately double cap this immediately. There are 2 of the 5 players right there. One goes down, but Septic with the big double, and now he can help his teammate capture bottom middle.
2 of them will dogpile. They're going to tank that one up and put some points on the board. But more importantly, we were saying, look at the kill feed, look at the stats, look at the figures, Harry. More importantly, look at the player cam. That's only the second time I've seen Batchford open his mouth, getting loud and proud. Doodle looking for the triple. Just going to miss it as one player drops down into loop. Grenade goes in, looking for the hit markers. He's got 2 players to help him out. He's going to bag that as well, so they're going to be coming off the respawn. They can grab bottom mid if he gets this kill, which he does. And then 2 and 3 of his players there are in to actually clean up that. Point once again back on the board. Now Batch is going to try and push in here. He will tank up on Snaky, and now he can just be an anchor and force them in. Light some fireworks on the floor, but more importantly, Harry, fair enough, he's dead. 3 people pushed in there, which means they can just keep them hidden back there and just leave them alone.
Yeah, and I'm loving the defensive work we're seeing from Flux here with that camouflage. And in fact, it's going to be Vibe pushing that nest. I think he recognizes that now. He's going to rotate around here. But once again, every single time Infused get bottom middle, it seems like Vibe coming off the respawn always want to try and desperate and make a big play. I'd like to see them just stay alive, just surrender that bottom middle stronghold to Infused. You know it's gone. Just let it go. Survive with your life and just try and make a play afterwards.
Looking now towards Batch. Let's see what he does with this one. He's got 2 players steamboating down in there. The splint nade's going to go in. Hopefully he walks on it. That's what they're wishing for. You know what? It doesn't matter because another grenade there waiting for him. However, 2 of his teammates are in to help him out on the defensive side. We've got Septic going toe-to-toe. Massive kill from Flux. Absolutely huge. Doodle picks one up in the kill feed as well, pushing the triple cap.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, this doesn't look like an Infused team that has yet to win an objective game type here at Semifinals. This Infused team is looking really good. I mean, they're playing this perfectly. They're putting pressure on the Vibe players whenever they push into the strongholds. I mean, look at Lunny right here. He's already getting shot up, lit up by 2 players, although Lunny comes out actually with a big play, but I believe bottom middle was actually reset once again from the Infused team, so they still have control. Now they're going to slay a wave of 5 players and then put pressure on the yard.
Triple caps also coming into effect. It will only get there for a few seconds as they do answer back with the yard. We're going to see Lunny go down. Batch in an absolutely cracking position. SMG in the back pocket as well. Snaky will kind of tank him up a little bit as he drops down behind the white car. He also gets cleaned up. Septic comes in and hangs around from the stairs. Nice big double kill there with the BR from Septic. You can see in the kill feed. We'll move across with his POV. Actually, we're moving to Snaky. They grab one as well. Now they've taken back the pit. They can try and make something happen. They need this triple cap because if they get this, they can try and keep the dream alive because that, Harry, is a huge, huge deficit they need to bring back.
Yeah, you can definitely see the difference between the 2 teams. Right there, Infused Batchford doing absolutely massive work for his team. That double basically prevents the entire map control that Vibe had, and now they're on respawn. Septic once again goes down. That's around 5 seconds after his 2 teammates just went down. So he's going to be on respawn right now. So you've got to think, the way that the Vibe players are dying, they're not pushing Batchford here in the yard. They are just now. He can turn around though, help his teammate. The reset does actually come in there from Vibe, but I just love the play. And once again, we see Infused, because of their map control, they're able to get this camouflage.
Ooh, but look at the scoreline. They only need 7 more seconds. Doodle's in the nest. Can they turn fish? They need to keep control of that bottom mid. Why he's not running into it, I will never know. I expected him to at least challenge it a little bit because the triple cap's in full effect for Vibe. They need to get some points back, otherwise they're in trouble, Harry. Looking a little bit shaky as we get into the final possible seconds of this game.
Yeah, it's going to be Batchford there who takes down Septic. I was watching Septic's point of view for a while where he was being a menace, so another key kill here from Batchford off of our screens. I'm actually going to take a look at the scoreboard. Septic, top Slayer in the game right now with 18 kills, so an absolutely vital kill there from Batchford, taking down the top Slayer in the game. They have control, they have 96 points, and they're very close to a Game 7.
Oh, he stayed alive so he could come back. Oh. Didn't land the double kill because he was out, but all of a sudden they just need 2 more points and they can take take this game 7? 99, will it take over? Yes, it will. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game number 7.
Absolutely unbelievable performance from Infused. This team on your screens right now, they had not won an objective game type at the Semifinals before that game type. The game in the series where they absolutely had to force a game 7, and now they're going into their bread and butter. The game 7, the Slayer, the game type they have yet to drop so far here at Semifinals.
This is unbelievable scene, Terry. This is truly, truly incredible. Let's take a look at the scoreboard on the strongholds. 8, 7, 6, and 5. Doodle being the leader of the pack there and really showing his team how it's done. But you know what? It was a team effort. We look down below. Lunny also and Septic and Right is putting some numbers on the map. Let's bring up the KDs as well and show you guys at home who was the top Slayer of that game.
Yeah, on that scoreboard that we're seeing right now, I actually want to see Flux. I want to point out, Flux's 7 defenses. He also had 17 kills and 10 assists for his team, and also the least deaths in the game. So Flux staying alive, being very sneaky. We were on his point of view at one point in the game where he actually had the camouflage and he was just playing defensive. He was trying to just bait the bottom middle. This man is currently my MVP for the series. He's playing incredibly well. He's gotten his team. We talk about Batchford and how big his plays were on Coliseum, and he's been very loud, especially in the Regret Slayer game number 2. But I feel like this man right now is pulling the strings for Infused. He's really, really doing well. He's making the key plays. He's timing the camouflages. He's getting the power-ups. He's making sure his team stays in the game. I'll tell you what, we're going to a game 7, baby. Vibe, how are you feeling right now?
Are you asking me or are you asking them? No, I think they'll be looking a little bit shaky. We'll get the camera pan in just a second to take a look at the opposing team and see how their composure is holding up. But you know what? I'm getting to that point where I'm getting bored of calling out Batchford's name now. It's just starting to be a standard that he goes absolutely massive time and time again. We just look, he's just a slaying beast. He's just an absolute monstrous machine. He came up to me and just went, you know what, Sims, you were right. These dedicated servers, I can kill people, I can slaughter people, and he's really happy. But we look across at 5, fair enough. One person's left, probably for a toilet break. In fact, 2 people have left. It's a little bit quiet, a little bit shaky over there.
Do you remember earlier on in the series when they were 3-1 up and they were all smiles and jokes? Are you seeing that vibe right now? I certainly think not.
It's a different kind of vibe.
Paints a different picture. That picture right there.
One that's not purple.
No, it's looking pretty grey.
Could we say they're not feeling the vibe?
Vibe life.
Vibe life 420. Hashtag.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
Heard it here first.
All right then, teammates are back in the hot seat. The biggest question and the biggest thing of this event, if you are just joining us, guys, welcome along. Hashtag, 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 exclamation mark, star, 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 whatever you want to do on Twitter. Game 7 alert. This is survival time. Vibe will take on Team Infused. Team Infused, story of the season so far. Come on, guys, in the audience, make some noise. This is an incredible matchup we've got coming up. One of these teams will be moving their way through the loser bracket. One of them will be going home. Incredible, incredible stuff so far. This is a pleasure to cast. This is Halo Esports, its finest, and honestly, Harry, we're having a whale of a time up here.
We really are. I mean, this is the first game we've commentated just us two for over a year now, and what a series to do it as well. Infused Vibe going to a Game 7, and you know what Game 7 is, Sims? Truth Slayer.
Ooh.
Talk to me about your thoughts, because I know even you have something to say about, and something's going to jump out of your brain about this game type and these two teams on this one.
Before we do, let me just run down the vetoes for everyone who's joining us at home. Peter, we do have, throughout the Pro League season, and of course when it comes to the finals, this is for both Europe and North America, the veto system is in use. You will see no logos and no bans on the start of that. That's because when we've played Slayer in Regret and Plaza already in this series, they are completely out of the veto system altogether. We move on to the first ban that's going to come out of Team Infused. They will take away Eden. Second ban, it goes to Vibe. That will be the Rig. Third, Coliseum. Kind of saw it earlier on. I'm glad they're not picking that one again. Team Infused. And now we move on to Truth. This is a map, Harry, that definitely, and I'm not going to big them up. First of all, we've got Infused coming off the back of a win. They're coming back from it. They've not really dropped a Slayer game yet so far. More importantly, this is a map that Dan Doodle Peterson absolutely goes ham on.
When I think of Team Infused, I think about Truth Slayer. So this is the perfect Game 7 for them. You said it perfectly. Doodle, the captain of the team, so good at controlling the battle rifle, so good at making sure his team constantly has that pink tower. And then the man we highlighted earlier just after the last game, Flux, does a great job at the other tower, controlling that carbine. Infused record on this map with a 0% veto percentage, 3-1 true Slayer. For Vibe, they are 0-2, so you've got to say Infused, this definitely favours them Sims. Game 7, baby!
Alright then guys, it would only be not fair if we jumped into the POV of Doodle. We've just mentioned and bigged him up. No doubt he's going to die now because we've actually done it because of the crash and all that lot. Let's see if he moves into P2, grabs himself a rifle and completely destroys some Spartan lives. Moving across with the team captain, looking down at this first camo, always imperative. Get the time on that and get your teammates controlling some decent map coverage. You know what? He gets pinched. So 1, 2, 3 members of Infused will drop. Warlords, the last alive there. They'll probably box him in to finish the deal and take down all 4. Snaky working his way top mid, more than likely looking for the fuel rod. There it is in hand, and the camo as well. Deadly combo to kick off the game.
Yeah, this reminds me of what Snaky used to do on the old Fabi squad. Whenever it wasn't Kimbo doing this with the camouflage, it was always Snaky. Snaky is the man. He's happy to get the fuel rod and the camouflage and use them in tandem, but the nades, they come in, they spell his demise. Huge play right there from Warlord. Essentially takes 2 power-ups out of the hands of Snaky right there. The fuel rod, the power weapon, and the camouflage, the power-up.
But you know what? We did just hear the sword as well, so he's going to try and kill him. He's hiding in the corner. He actually turned away for a second. Right, he's going to run in. He'll scope in as well just to get that extra bit of length on the swing. He will take him down. 6-5 is the score. Still neck and neck. But you know what? No one's actually moved into the fuel rod, but he went down in bubble, and I don't think anyone collected it.
No, I don't think they did. I'm looking across our screens right now. Can't see anything, but it's interesting. We see Flux actually has the battle rifle on his back right here. Right, gets the assist there for Snaky, and 2 kills go in favor of Vibe. So a great job out of them. It's a 3-kill game. I'm liking what Rice is doing right here. He's leaving the battle rifle for his teammates essentially, and he's playing very sneaky with his sword. Obviously, Infused are going to be calling out, hey, watch out for that Riots guy. He's got a pretty long stick in his back pocket, and if he hits you with it, you're probably going to die.
I know, Harry, that we kind of said that this is definitely in the favor of Team Infused, but this is Game 7, you know? This is the dream. This is the composure. People want to move forward in the bracket, and we've got to say the experience is definitely in the hands of Vibe, and whether that composure will just show kind of on main stage, being at this point in time, honestly, it's definitely in their favor. 12-9 is the scoreline. 10 minutes remaining on the clock and only a 2-kill game.
What's very interesting here in this game type is that Vibe basically have to break Infused serve in order to, well, to use a sporting analogy. Think about tennis. If you have a serve, you're pretty much expected to win your service game. Great job, survivability there out of Riots. He will take down Doodle. He's still alive here in pink 2. Look at how much health he has left. He finally goes down. Swap over to Snaky right here. The camouflage battle goes down. He trades with Flux, who actually burnt that camouflage. But Infused get to drop a Slayer here at the Semifinals. I have to keep hammering on about that. And Vibe are doing very well right now. We actually highlighted before the game Doodle and Flux controlling those rifles. We haven't seen rifles in the hands of either of these players so far, so a very good job there out of Vibe. They're very well drilled. They know what they want to do. Keep the rifles out of the hands of the 2 key men for Infused.
It would definitely be good to go on board with Team Vibe just for a couple of minutes listening, a few more seconds into the game to get their general thoughts. They're in the lead by 4 kills. Remember that either of these teams will not be going forward after only one of these teams will be going forward after this match is all said and done. At the moment, certainly in the hands of Vibe, they've got the weapon control, they've kind of got the map control as well, but now Doodle's in the place that he absolutely loves and he absolutely owns. More than likely going to grab that BR as well. Yes, he does. He's got the sword for the back pocket. Needs to watch those grenades, though, coming in thick and fast. He'll lay down a couple of himself, and hopefully let some Team Vibe players come his way.
So taking note of the score right now, if Doodle can stay alive, great job there out of Vibe. I was about to say, taking note on the scoreline because, excuse me, Doodle could stay alive for an extended period of time. Lunny here has top middle control, and him and the Vibe squad did such a great job of taking down Doodle. As soon as they heard he had that battle rifle, they know how good he is at staying alive and putting down pop shots. They did a great job shutting him down immediately. At the moment, though, Lunny needs to be calling for some help. Look at the kill feed. 2 kills for Vibe. They extend their lead. They're up by 7. If they can get the next camouflage, they're going to be in a great position to break the serve of Infused and take this game number 7.
Yeah, this is starting to look pretty messy for Team Infused. They need to be careful. We've got a fresh fuel rod just about to pop. There it is. Lunny could probably go and grab himself some extra ammunition. He's only got 1 more bullet in the chamber to reload with. You know what? He makes them last few shots count. Flux is going to take him down finally. The fuel rod is up for the taking. Let's see who's the one to kind of call and collect that as we see Riots We got to guess he's just waiting for this next camo to pop.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I think Infused have actually completely forgotten about this. This is a free camouflage here for Riots. That's a misplay completely there out of Infused. They were so concentrated there on trying to take the lead from Vibe and making sure they got the kills. They forgot about the power-up, and now this man has it. He has the sword. This would be a huge play from Bashford, but Riots, oh my word, he gets the sword lunge on no shields. Just a sliver of health left. He stays alive, still with the camouflage sword. They're up by 8, and it's looking very good here for Vibe.
Just scopes in at the very last seconds, catches the reticle and makes the swing count. Look at the kill feed, Harry, at the moment. This game is well and truly in the hands of Team Vibe. They are looking like the ones who... Oh my word, what a grenade. So passive, hits him in the face. His teammates will clean that one up as well. The scoreline, Harry, is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I actually want to swap back to Riots' face cam right here. Look at how calm and collected this man is. He's so into the game, but he's so relaxed. He's not fidgeting. He's not, you know, just moving around in his seat. He's just so calm and collected, just making sure he's concentrating on the game. He's laser focused right now, Sims.
Looking, and yeah, and again, the teamwork that we've heard from these guys, just kind of... Now you've got Baxter behind him, just helping him out, allowing him to do what he does. His teammates are going to be giving him that support that he needs. I don't think I've really seen anyone else with a sword put him so far this game.
No, yeah, I mean, how many times do we see Fabi, the undefeated team in the regular season, excuse me, with either Respectful or Mo's running around the map with this weapon. Killing spree now for Riots, tries to take on Warlord, that was. Batchford is down. Let's swap over to the Infused side. Flux, him and his team, down by 10. They absolutely need to remember this next camouflage. If I'm then, I want to try and slow down the map right now, slow down this game, get a little bit of pink control, and I think that's exactly what they're going to try and do.
Well, I was just about to ask you what do you need to do to win this, and honestly you've just answered the question. T-Bag comes in from Lunny with a ground pound. Warlord gets one to the face. Flux is on his own though, needs to scuff in with his sword and make it count, which he does. He'll also pre-grenade, but unfortunately he's caught off guard down at P1, gets taken down as well. Warlord seals the deal to clean up the guy, does it, but an 11 kill lead. This does not look healthy for Team Infused. This could be the ticket home.
Yeah, I want to swap over to Riots right here, not only because he has that fuel rod, because his team have an 11-point lead, and he's the top slayer in the game. He's currently 14 kills, 5 deaths. He has 5 deaths. Do you remember that Slayer game halfway through the season where Riots went 2-19? He went -17 in a Slayer. This is LAN Riots. He turns up at finals, and that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Some people just feed off of it, and he's one of those. Same with Chalky. They get up on that main stage, they feed off the adrenaline, they feed off the thrill of playing Halo with people next to them, being able to shout at people across, and just really this is what it's all about, you know what I mean? We love seeing people on the main stage. We love the thrill that we all get from being in arena and seeing all the action unfold live. But you know what? I've got to give it a quick mention. They brought it back to a 6-kill deficit.
Yeah, this is very worrying actually here for Vibe, because look at what Flux has. He has that rifle, and he also has the fuel rod in his hands as well. So if he can get a few kills with this, maintain this tower control. That's what Vibe are doing so well. They were keeping the tower control, the pink tower control, out of the hands of Infused. At the moment, it's a little bit stalematy because Vibe have recognized Flux has that tower control. He has the rifle as well. Let's just chill in this base. We're up by 6. Let's relax. Let's slow down.
And honestly, it would be very good if we could go to a listening with Team Infused, because this is how it's going to pan out. Vibe don't really need to move. We've got Infused with pink control. They literally just need to let them come to them. So, tell you what, guys, let's jump straight into the comms with Team Infused.
Yeah, I'm getting lit up, stay alive. Shoot's got car, shoot's got car. Go for this fuel. On my car, down on my car, two. Let's do it, one shot. It's too weak a car, guys. He's in the left. I'm trying. I got naded. Can't take. I spent it. One shot. Nice shot, man. 6 kills. Stay alive, run. You're on your own. Watch out from look. Watch out, blue basement. I died. I definitely took out. Where's camo? 22. Camo 22. Stay alive. Right, let's get Pikachu. I'm going P2, Ryan. Stay on my car. Shoot slow in the car. One's blue balls. I'll try and get to blue basement. Two red. Take one shot of red. Blue basement right. Blue basement weak. Yeah, I'm looking. Just one shot as well. Stay alive. I'm getting fuel. Shit, how are you gonna help? Nice. They're all nice. Camo now. Nice. Go for it. I'm gonna stay alive here. Right, put some pressure on car, man. I'm getting pink. I'm running. I'm on blue alone. Watch the car. Feels blue ball down in front of our base as well. Yeah, here. Got glide, R2. Nice. There's one more blue bubble middle. It's on my X. No one get average, too. I got naded. There's a few down bottom middle, man. R2, go top middle. Please. He's looking top middle. 3. Okay, I'm got one. Nice. Nice. Just throw me. One's in my bubble. I need help. P2, stay alive. I'll relay. Stay alive. Weak, I'll relay. Don't dodge him, Ryan. Stay alive. He's one shot relay. Shit, they might get flanked. Careful. Nice. I'm good. I've been spotted. I'm running. They're carrying, Lenny. Not red. Red window. Red Eli also. Lonnie's there, Lonnie's one shot. I need one window, nice. I'm top mid, I'm top mid. Barrett collapse, we should collapse. Minus blue, minus blue. I got this on here, they got fuel, they got fuel. I'm one shot. Red basement weak, guys. We're in close on. Eli, one shot, ready on. Eli. 2 one shots, red basement. I got Eli. Nice. No safety. Basement. Don't know where he's gone. He's in the toilet, He went up, P2, you're gonna kill him. 2 close P2, 2 P2, I'm dead. 2 guys are getting bait. On you, same baiting you. Top red, went up, P2 shot. He's on top red still. P2, I'm trying to live. Got it. What's the got it? We need to jump now. Stay alive, stay alive. I'm out of the car, Ryan my car. Spawn. No, I'm fine. Alright, I spawn car. Weapon twos. I need it.
And here you have it, 46 to 48, 2 minutes remaining on the clock. One team goes home, one team advances through the losers bracket. Harry, this is coming all the way down to the wire. They've really brought it back, you know what I mean? But then again, in theory, Vibe could just sit back. They've got the time to play with and they've got the lead.
Yeah, Doodle here needs to be very careful. Look at how much ammo he actually has in his carbine. He's out of ammo right now. He only has this plasma pistol and it's only 3% as well. Flux has no shields right here on top pink. If he dies, they will only need 1 kill to go. He stays alive somehow at top pink. He's getting pressured here from the base. This is so neck and neck. No. Septic will surely clean him up. Septic, he has to get this kill right here. He does. 49 to 47. Here we go, Sims. Last kill.
Looking for it, and there it is, and down they go. Team Vibe advance through the losers bracket. Unfortunately, we will see Team Infused leaving as our first team here at the EU Summer Finals. But I tell you what, both teams, commiserations to Infused. What a game they just put on to advance to losers final.
What parallel universe is this where Infused win an objective and lose a Slayer to end the series?
Wow.
Is this the Twilight Zone right here?
Insane. What a match. Happy faces from Snakey there. They're pretty happy.
He was the top Slayer in the game as well, so no doubt he's happy with his performance. Here's the scoreboard. Good job, production, right there. They're obviously listening to my words, at least someone is. Snakey with 17 kills, 12 deaths, 8 assists as well. Septic and Lunny there at the bottom of the leaderboard, 10 assists between them, so 20 assists between the two of them. Riot's 14 kills, 9 deaths. We saw him early on in the game with that sword play. He did very, very well. +5 from him, +5 from Snakey. And just a fantastic job all round from the Vibe squad.
You called it, Harry. Flux, though. Look at that. 15, 10, and 14. The only one in his team to go positive, but also the most assists. Definitely a standout player just for that entire series. You know, we saw Batchford doing all the slaying power. Credit where credit's due. Massive, massive players. But it's all about Lunny, guys.
Yeah, most certainly is.
It's all about Lunny. Lunny was doing well as well.
Yeah, Lunny was doing some absolute work. I mean, we're so used to Lunny going off for Vibe this season. In fact, I do believe Mr. Andrews down on the stage has an interview with Lunny himself.
Yes, there he is, and there's Vibe and Infused feeling, as you might imagine. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause, please, for an incredible match here. What a series. What an amazing series, and we are only halfway through today's Pro League Finals. Told you it was going to be an amazing day of action. Let's have a chat with Annie. Lunny, congratulations, man. You guys have made it out of the losers bracket. You're still in this thing. You've knocked out the second seeds. How do you feel?
I'm not really surprised. I mean, I crashed a little bit halfway through that series, admittedly, but good thing all of them didn't, really.
You're saying you're not really surprised. But that wasn't easy for you. Like, we replayed a map, we went all the way to the end, like the final score on that final map, that couldn't have been closer. Clearly, nobody wants to be fourth. That wasn't easy for you.
Not easy at all, but we're all here for a reason. And we're all in Pro League, all top 4 in Pro League. There's a reason for that. They're a good team. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't take anything away from Infused. Second seed, we'll be seeing them in the next season of the Pro League as well, so we'll be looking forward to future matchups between you guys. Now, when you got to the 6th map of that, and you knew they'd never, well, I don't know, did you realise they'd never won an objective map at these finals? You were aware of that. So when they took that objective map and you knew the 7th map was Slayer, were you guys worried at all?
Nah, we're all confident people. We're all confident in each other. I mean, you just got to head down, do the work, and they did it.
Are you confident across all game types equally, do you think?
Nah.
So, you probably thought you were going to take that on map 6 and it'd be 4-2, and then when they won it, and you got to do them on Slayer. How did you beat them on Slayer? They've been unstoppable on Slayer. You only just beat them, we know, but you did it. How did you do it?
The 2 Slayers over there did it. Well, all 3 of them. I mean, their names are big names, and there's a reason they're big names, and they showed it.
Okay, yeah, like we've seen all day, haven't we, here at the Pro League Finals? Everybody's a team. There's no single performances in this, but you have been named MVP of that match due to some brilliant standout performances from you. You were all over Batchford for some of it. We were praising Batchford up earlier. Our casters were talking about Batchford. There was a moment when you killed him when you had no shield. There was another moment when you killed Batchford when he had overshield. So, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it both ways around. So congratulations, you're an MVP for that. I know you still feel it's a team effort, but are you pleased?
Yep, it's a win, and that's what we're here to do.
Still in the tournament, looking to take it all the way?
Yeah, we are.
That's what we're playing for, as well as the title and our prize pool as well. Well, congratulations again to Vibe, staying in the Pro League Finals. Yeah, well done to them. A lot of support for you guys here as well. We'll look forward to the analysis desk tearing this one down, and there's a lot of it to look at with Brycey.
Oh my goodness, what a series. We were undecided on the desk here. We were split. And you know what? It came right down to the wire. What an incredible series all the way through. And even then, I want to point something out here before we go into this one. Bravo was getting makeup done. I went, stop, wait a minute. We've got to watch this game. But the makeup lady was watching the game as well.
She saw Vibe win.
Hey, Holly wanted Vibe to win.
Yeah.
She's happy. Like,
She's
if we had
happy.
a prediction kind of overlay, she'd be there as well.
Yes, indeed.
That's how it kind of went down. But that really was a fantastic ending to a fantastic series. But we've got to go through the motion. So first of all, what are your key takeaways from that entire series?
Overall, I'm actually like, Batchford was putting up a lot of stats, but that worries me. If a player is slaying a lot and getting like 24, 25 kills, but your team's still losing, I would kind of question other areas of his gameplay. Perhaps he's running away a bit too much from his team, or his team's trying to focus too much around his slaying.
Or he's baiting his teammates out.
Exactly. That's the kind of things I'd be worried about. Clearly, he played very strongly, but at the end of the day, it's a team game, so he might need to work on a few different areas of his performance.
Yeah, the one thing I was commenting to Dan was, when we were watching that Game 7 Slayer downstairs, we kind of said we knew it was going to be a coin flip, and that's exactly what we got.
Yeah, I mean, coin flipper, oversimplification maybe, because that really was ridiculous. And to be honest with you, Infused, they looked so good on Slayer all weekend long, except, just weren't able to hold it down the last one, but even in a little bit of a resurgence. I'll tell you what we do now then. Let's start at the beginning. I always find that's a great place to start if you're trying to go through something. The CTF, straight out of the gate. Gaskin, talk me through it.
Yeah, truth capture the flag. Well, really, there was not much. I mean, it was 3-0 to Vibe. They were just really too strong. There was one point, my favourite moment of the match was when Lunny outshot Batchford on no shield. Just those kind of game-changing moments where you just really can put the other team on tilt and you can really get your team fired up. It was a very important win to put on the board for Team Vibe because it allowed them to get loud, it allowed them to get into the heads of Infused.
Yeah, certainly the way they did it too, right, with that quick 3-0, certainly set the pace for the rest of the series for them.
Oh yeah, that was insane. We basically didn't even get downstairs to where we usually watch the game before I was like, okay, that might actually be almost over. And at that point I'm sitting there going, is this going to be one of those really rapid, quick series? Turns out no, we ended up actually playing 8 times because we had the overtime as well. All right then, well I think that kind of nicely sums that one up as well. Is there anything you maybe think that they could do a little bit better?
On the Infused side?
Yes.
I think there's probably a load of things they could have done better in this game 1.
Capture some flags?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a good start, right? I mean, but what do you think was the main downfall in their strategy there?
I think really from watching the last 2 flag caps that we got to watch, it felt like Vibe just really we're pulling out all the stops, and in terms of teamwork, team shooting, and positioning, there wasn't much Infused could do better aside from potentially winning certain 1v1 battles and getting to the flag a second faster when you get the sword. Yeah.
Just a second. Yep. Just a tiny little bit.
That's all you need.
All right, well, I think that quite nicely sums it up. It wasn't an awful lot to analyse for that first one. It was a very quick one. Let's move on to map 2 then. And I actually want to move on to map 3 at one point, because I know at one point you were actually going, I've made too many notes, Gaskin.
That's map 4.
Yeah, that was map 4, sorry. But we'll get there to a bit, so I'll actually start off with you, because I know he's got a lot to say later on.
Yeah, I want to go to game 2.
Yes, game 2.
All right, I mean, for me, as Batchford was the story, right? I think went 22-8, and they won the Regret Slayer 50-44. So that was really the Batchford show as we take a look at highlights here.
Yeah, and Infused just had a really strong start, but Vibe just came back into it incredibly well, actually made a bit more of a game out of it. There was a few body shots that coming in from both teams, but at the end of the day, it was a Slayer.
Jeez.
Infused haven't lost Slayers today until later in this series, of course, but yeah, Vibe just kind of a little bit too slow out of the stops for that one.
All right, well, okay, let's move straight on then. Let's move on to map 3. Now, map 3, again, this is where we're starting to wonder about how this is going to go down again. We've said it before about Infused. We've said Infused, they've got the Slayers in the bag. Where they struggle is everywhere else.
Yeah, the objectives seem to be a little bit of a weak point for Infused. They seem to start well on some, which was this was Empire Strongholds. They got a nice early lead, but it just seems like they can't hold on to their good starts. Warlord was struggling in particular. He only had 7 kills in that game, so he's one of those players where he does try and flank around, but he was just unsuccessful, was getting shut down a little bit much. And Batchford actually was probably one of the stand-up players in this game. His positioning was very good. He was kind of sitting S1 a lot, stopping that bottom stronghold from being taken. But yeah, just a nice, solid performance from Vibe and a great comeback from them.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, the stats that I noticed that were the biggest was Snaky at 2,500 damage, while nobody else even hit 2,000, right? So that also showed on the KDA board. He went 19, 14, and 12. Led the game in assists and unsurprisingly damage as well. I mean, when you're 700-800 above anybody else, it's quite a performance from him.
Yeah, I think so as well. And to be honest with you, this series at this point, I'm saying again, it's starting to really kind of sum up how we think it's all going to go down. Again, like I said, objective, Vibe probably take them very easily. The Slayers going to go for Infused, and that pretty much carries on right as we go into map 4, the replay, the CTF, where we saw so much of it. And I guess I am going to start with you here. Like I said, you said to me, I've made so many notes, I'm not sure I can actually say them all. So maybe try and adjust them into digestible format. Just how many cards have you got there?
They're all notes because it was a massive replay. But
and they're all upside down?
They're actually not. It's the way I've written on them, so they are not upside down. Just I write upside down.
Are you sure you're not just pretending you made it? I pay attention.
I need to get an asterisk or something on the front side. But again, Infused throwing away an early lead. They went 2-0 up in the original series. They then went 2-2. There was the replay, and the funniest moment of this was we went into a listening, and I think at one point Warlord said, "Hey, he just landed me," and I was like, "Yeah, Warlord, you are on land now. You aren't online anymore." But the full replay, it seemed like it hurt Infused, and Vibe fought back incredibly well, just countering flags perfectly. To be fair, just the replay turned the game on the head for me.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, when you saw that first flag from Vibe, at first I didn't think they were going to put on quite a show, and then we saw the second flag, of course, and then overtime ending up scoreless. But I have to say, in both games, you might have seen it. You're going to see a little bit here. I mean, the sniping from Riot's on top snipe right here that you're watching. He did it in both games, both the original game and the replay. He was so confident here. Remember his return, a top snipe as well, diving in for these no-scopes as well. The Flux also putting on some good snipes as well. But for me, it's all about Riot's his sniping discipline and his patience. That really the presence that he created was the game changer in the second half of the first game and the replay as well.
And one of the key things as well, there was a moment where Infused were running a flag back. Warlord had it. He got it pretty much on the spot, but none of his teammates had come back with him. And then that was when Vibe came back into the game. They got a counter cap off that, and that was really a massive changing moment in the replay.
I think this is the Riot's play where he just dives in with the sniper out and just whips it out to get that return and the no scope as well. So it's plays like that, of course, that are really going to determine it. And that's the play that you were talking about right there, where Infused wasn't able to convert. And there you see it, Snaky brings it home and another player brings it in. So like you said, Dan, it was all Infused, and then they pretty much gave the game away.
Well, I think that's pretty much what I was going to say as well. I mean, do you think that maybe Infused are going to be really kicking themselves over that map specifically, considering they were 2-0 up, considering how well they're doing? I mean, we saw a lot of highlights coming from Batchford there as well. So for me, it was theirs to kind of throw away. And you saw, I mean, I think we were fortunate enough to have a listen in, and you could hear Vibe start heating up. You knew they were starting to get better and better. They were starting to communicate a lot more. They were starting being really, really confident. The snipes were coming in fantastically well. And it felt like, right, well, Infused have actually missed the boat here. They had the opportunity to knock this one down, and they just threw it away.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of story of the series, really, that Infused kicking themselves because they were just in the lead in so many of these games, and I really think that when they look back on these games, they'll think of all the things they could have done differently. They just needed that extra little bit of them. If I'm going to say oomph again, I hope you don't get too worried about that, bro.
No, I'm actually, I wanted to make sure we gave the time it deserved because a proper oomph cannot be understated. But now we're looking at Plaza TS highlights as well. For me, I mean, this went Infused because what I had written at the time was, I mean, that back of the head headshot from Flux was so nice when he was sliding through tunnel there. But what I had written during Game 5 is that Infused, of course, is a Slayer team, and even though they lost control several times, they bounced back each time, and then they regained each lead, which is pretty impressive against a team like Vibe. So I think they really showed up in Plaza TS.
Yeah, exactly. Just another early start. Vibe did come back into it. It seems like what's happening in every game. Vibe are just a little bit late to kind of enter these Slayer games. But the big point was Lunny just melting that overshield of Bachelor. There was a point where he just completely destroyed him with the assault rifle. But unfortunately, it wasn't a big enough turning point. Solid for Infused yet again on Slayer. They hadn't lost a Slayer, so they were now going into Game 6 thinking, right, if we can win this objective, perhaps we can go into Game 7 and then we'll have that advantage.
Yep. Again, that was the point. I'm sitting there at that point and going, well, they've only really been able to do the business on Slayer so far. Is this where Vibe go, it's okay, we've got this? Because if you Vibe as well, you don't really want to go into that next Slayer. You're sitting there going, these guys haven't been beaten this weekend on Slayer. Right. And if we don't just nail this down here, we are going to maybe lose it as we go to the next Slayer. But that's not what happened at all. We go into the Game 6. They do manage, if you do manage to pull out the bag, we end up going into Game 7. But let's cover Game 6 first.
They were just kind of getting most of the camos. The reason why Flux was my MVP from Infused was he was constantly on those timings of camos and overshields, on power weapons. He was just a man to watch. He was putting up some big stats as well. But in general, I mean, this was the first objective they've won all tournaments, so you could tell they were really playing well.
Yeah, as well. I mean, there's several times, and it's interesting to see because, like you said, their first objective win, but there are several times where they're actually pushing that 3 cap, right? Which, if you're not a confident objective team, you might not go for that 3 cap because as soon as you do, that opens you up to a variety of new spawns and new things you have to watch, and it's a very different game playing a 3 cap game, but they did it well.
I feel that was because they've kind of thrown away so many leads. They were just like, look, we need to get aggressive. We need to just start pushing, and that's why they went for those 3 caps.
And of course, moving on to map 7. Now, this map is great, not only because it ran out of the series and because it was close, but because there are several storylines actually coming into this one. So first of all, if you're Vibe, you're going, oh no, we're going to another Slayer, where they've just let them get 2 maps on the bounce. But then, we actually see a big start coming out of Vibe. They come straight into this one. They do really, really well to begin with. They get a good lead. And then, oh no, here come Infused. If you start bringing it back, so Vibe have come into it maybe a little bit worried, and it's got to be playing in their headspace. They haven't won a Slayer, but start off fantastically, and then about halfway through, they must start that doubt must have started creeping in again. And I've got to give full credit to them here because they held their nerve. It's very easy for a team when they're facing down that barrel and going, "Oh my goodness, we could choke this." To lose it and completely tilt, but they didn't do that.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. This game it didn't even feel like it mattered whether it was going to be objective or whether it was going to be a Slayer. It was just going to kind of come down to who had the kahunas at the end of the day, who had the nerves. I mean, Camo and Fjord were in the hands of Snakey early on. He lost it. I was thinking that was going to be a big game-changing moment, but it wasn't. Later on, Riot's had the sword and the Camo pretty much for a good couple of minutes, and he did some real serious work with that as well.
Yeah, definitely using this camo wisely. I think we also saw a late Infused camo, this is actually the Flux and Infused camo. He did well, purely because he didn't die, but he didn't really get the kills that he needed to. I think he could have pushed into the base a lot quicker. That might have changed it around, but I felt like Infused was down by about 2 kills for the last 2 minutes. They're really unable to turn the game properly around. And they couldn't pull off getting really, they couldn't clear out an entire base and get the enemy team on spawn, right? They just kind of inched up with them. What I saw from Vi was getting key kills. So when we saw players top mid, they would be killed right away. And I think Vibe made sure that they kept not only a 2-3 kill lead, but they also eliminated enemies in power positions.
Yeah, that was the thing. Vibe slowed it down, which played into the hands of Infused, but because they just chose their key kills and what they were going to focus on, you could tell communicating, they were just like, look, he's there, all 4 of them just shot him, they made sure they got those final few kills. You saw the reaction of the players, it meant a lot to them. They lost to them twice online, so a very important win for them. It kind of asserted them as that top 3 team in Europe.
Yeah, and I think also there's a point at the end where there was an Infused player who had no ammo and a sword or a plasma pistol, I believe.
Yes,
they had a player on pink 3 who couldn't move, who actually almost outplayed Septic down at pink 1. So they got themselves into a little bit of trouble at the end. I don't think they had really played that long game. And in the end, I think Vibe proved that in the last 5 minutes of that Slayer, they were the stronger team.
Yeah, I think so as well. And it was really close. I mean, like I said, we kind of had to stop and just everybody up here was holding their breath. We said about the camo, we said, don't get me wrong, fantastic to stay alive with it. Didn't lose it, didn't worry about it, didn't burn it. But that's the kind of moment where you're like, you could just be a little bit more efficient. If you can just get a little bit more with it. Yeah. And I think that was maybe the story of Infused. Just a little bit more in certain places would have done them so much more. However, that nicely ties up what was an incredible 7-game series. Let's take a little look at the bracket and see where we have got so far and how it's all played out as we continue on. As you can see, starting off, Fab E took down Vibe 4-0. Infused lost to X-Men 4-2. But this time around, and that's actually wrong, Infused and Vibe are the wrong way around, sorry. Vibe won 4-3 versus Infused. They actually move on, so ignore that one. And in the top half of the bracket, the game coming up next, Fabi versus X-Men, the winners bracket game. That's going to certainly be quite outstanding. I'll give you a first initial kind of thoughts on that one.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is the final as well.
Oh, okay.
I think the loser of this game will go into losers bracket, win, and then be back into that grand final.
Yeah, I think that's certainly possible. And also, when I look at the way that both of these teams played, I mean, if I have to give an edge, I want to say it might be Fabi, but this is another series that could, of course, go the distance.
All right, well, thank you very much for that. And I tell you what, we've been talking about this all day. Social media. Hashtag HCS, at HCS, and at ESL Halo. You can join in the conversation and keep tweeting us here. We put Wonderboy on social media today, so he's been furiously typing away, looking at all of your lovely replies, and everything that he wants you guys to keep talking about. So make sure you keep coming in. We've had a few kind of featured already here, and Wonderboy is not happy that I said he's on the social media. He's very unhappy. You've got to reply to people.
The way that he responds so quickly, it looks like he has 6 or 7 arms. It's pretty incredible.
It's genuinely amazing. Yeah. All right, so for me, I'm quite looking forward to the rest of this. It's been a long haul so far, but now we're really getting into it. We've already said goodbye to one team. We could be saying another team in the grand final. You've already said you think Fabi have got this. Do you not see any upsets coming in?
I just think Fabi are too strong. X-Men are definitely going to have something to say about that. Teams have shown that Fabi can bleed, but I mean, I could potentially even see a 4-0.
A 4-0?
I think that Fabi are that good. They've been performing that well. Yes, their capture the flag games have been quite close, but they just look a tier apart from everyone else. That's no offense to the team. The other teams are absolutely fantastic, but X-Men will want to prove me wrong. So I want X-Men to prove me wrong. I want to see that going to a Game 7.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, with the way we saw Fabi play earlier, they exerted the same dominance that we've seen during the regular season. And if Fabi in proper form, I think we could see them doing quite well. But then again, X-Men, we're going to look to push this into 5, 6, 7 games.
Right. Well, we'll find out if that is in fact the truth. I would actually like the social media keep them in. Tell us what you think for this next upcoming game. We'd quite like to see who wins, X-Men or Fab E. We haven't had a lot of predictions from you guys coming in at home, so not just fan, who you think is going to win. Maybe you can outguess the analysts, because we've been about 50-50 today. Me, I've been pretty good. I've been okay. I've probably been better than you guys. But all right, what we are going to do now is go, I'm okay, it's okay.
It's all right. It's easy to just agree with the general consensus and then get
sometimes
it right
it works.
Eventually.
Sometimes it works. All right, well, what we are going to do now is go to a very quick commercial break. When we come back, though, it is going to be that game, Fab E versus X-Men. Don't go anywhere.